Ready to own a home in Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, crafts personalized loans with top rates and expert support. Buying, refinancing, or building your dream home? We've got you covered. Sit with Britt and begin your home ownership adventure. Visit our local pros for all your mortgage lending needs. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit PrecisionRehabUtah.Live.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lyle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lyle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Last week, the San Juan Broncos got back in the win column with a hard-fought victory over Kanab in Blanding. Tonight, they're back on the road where they'll face their first 2A opponent of the season. Live from Bluffdale, it's the Summit Academy Bears hosting the San Juan Broncos. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live to Summit Academy here in Bluffdale, Utah, as we get set for the fourth game of this 2025 high school football season. The San Juan Broncos in town tonight, visiting this team where we have been to pay a visit 4 out of the last 6 years. We have been here, so we've spent a lot of time here. This is almost our home away from home, and we've gotten so used to it that our StreamUtah.Live guys knew exactly what to do tonight. They got us hooked up, Art, with the awning here, the beautiful awning. So the only thing I think that this won't prevent, it'll definitely help us not get sunburned on the back of our necks, but it may not help us get blown off of this thing if the wind picks up. We've had that happen before, so sometimes it's a bit of a crapshoot, and you never know what you might expect here in Bluffdale, but this should be a lot of fun here tonight. We do welcome you in Friday Night Lights. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair as the team's out on the field now warming up. And Art, what do we expect to see here tonight between these two teams?
You know, first off, Rhett, if this is our home away from home, then we're kind of like the missionaries that went out for 2 years, came home when their parents moved on them. Because I feel like the redheaded stepchild.
Oh, yeah.
They've putting 6 of us over here on a quarter of the roof, and they're just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, the other thing is we're on the roof.
And we're right next to the trap door, so one of us, if you hear dead silence during this game, it means one of us has fallen through. We will try to continue the broadcast at will, but I expect there to be some high-powered offense tonight. Summit Academy is always one of those teams that you never really know until you get here and play them. You can watch film all you want, but I think they're a night and day kind of team. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're mediocre, but you know that just like every other team that San Juan faces throughout the last 4 or 5 years, and this year especially, every team has San Juan on their schedule circled. That's the one game. I expect San Juan to come out. I expect them to throw the ball. I expect them to put up a lot of yards. I would suspect that Yeomans, the sophomore quarterback, could have upwards of 400 passing yards tonight. That's my guesstimate. I think Jagger Neves probably eclipses his record from last week, but that all depends on the trenches, and I think this San Juan line has done phenomenal the last couple of weeks. I think they're going to open up holes that you could drive trains through tonight. I hope it's a game, but I think San Juan should come in here and take care of business early. We'll have to wait and see how that happens. I do know that I talked to Nash Young's father before the game. He's back to playing tonight, and he feels like he has to make up for 2 games that he missed. And so look for him to be talking to Bo Yeomans in the huddle and, on the sideline saying, hey, buddy, patio's open. We'll go down for an ice cream Monday morning if you get me the ball often.
Right.
But I think if Summit Academy's not careful, this could get into a track race early. That's the type of offense that San Juan has been. They've played 3 really good teams the last 3 weeks, and they've showed their merit. I think they come out here tonight and they're hungry, and I think they just go to work quick.
Well, you mentioned Jagger Neves' record, and so I want to just allude to this. First of all, I'm proud of myself. I had him last week just on the fly with my completely unofficial stats at 346 yards rushing, but he actually ended up officially with 351, which is a school record, 421 all-purpose yards. That is also a school record. It's the 16th most in Utah prep history. I want to say thanks to George Felt for giving us the deep dive like he always does. Nice to get emails from him again. I know he, quote, retired at some point in the last couple of years, but it's nice to be getting emails from him again, man. I don't know how he knows all the stuff he knows or how he can go back and find those records for us, but it really helps guys like us out. And so, yeah, what a week, what a game last week for Jagger Neves. And, Coach Barkley Christensen, and we'll talk to him in a little bit, alluded to the fact that the passing game hasn't been all that they've wanted it to be so far this year, or that what we've been used to for the past few years. And, of course, as a double attack team, that's been something they've been missing. But in that interlude, Jagger Neves has sure been huge for this team and has been definitely the leader on the team without doubt.
Yeah, and I thought that a lot of teams would be able to key off of him because of what you alluded to there, Rhett, that the passing game needed to develop, needed to grow a little bit with the young quarterback and needed to, just mature. And I thought, well, teams are going to come in here. They're going to see this one-style offense. They're going to key off of Jagger Neves. You're going to spy him. You're going to put your outside rover or your outside backer, whoever you have on him, in containment. But no matter what they've done, he's always just been able to run over almost every defense they've seen so far this year. So I expect him to have a great game tonight as well. But I'll tell you, watching warm-ups out here, Bo Yeomans is dialed in. He was throwing some great passes,
some good balls out there,
some good reads out here in warm-ups. And when you got a quarterback that can get out there and get into that rhythm early, it bodes well for you in the first quarter.
Well, I want to take a look at this matchup here tonight. San Juan leads this series going back to 2013, 11 wins to 2. So they have had the dominating edge in this series. The Broncos have won 6 in a row. Last time Summit Academy won was in 2020. That was back when San Juan was in 3A. We had our first broadcast together that year in the state quarterfinals against Juab. This is the 4th time in 6 years. I already mentioned. I'll mention again that we are in Bluffdale. There was a couple years where, for whatever reason, Summit Academy didn't want to come down and play us in Blanding, so they made a couple trips in a row up here. Of course, they've also met a couple times in the state semifinals over the course of the last few years. They're coached by Justin Wilbur. He's in his 3rd season with a 14-13 record, and we had a chance to chat with him before the game or just a few minutes ago, and he's a man of few words, but here was what he has to say as his team gets set to go against San Juan tonight. Coach, thanks for taking some time out to chat with me. 3 games in the books. It's hard to believe, but it's week 4 already. Tell me about your team, what you've seen so far this year.
A lot to work on. Good team, a lot of talent, just a lot to work on.
Tell me, I guess maybe what have been your strengths so far this year, things that you've liked?
Run game looks good. Defense looks pretty solid. Just got to put all the pieces together.
What are the main things that you're working on at this point?
Getting all the pieces together, right? So just making sure we have all 3 facets of the game humming. We've been hitting at different times. We just got to get it all come together.
This is a real familiar opponent to you guys. Yeah. Tell me how you approach them tonight, what you guys need to do against San Juan.
It's same old with them. They got a good team. They execute well. They've been running the same thing for a long time. It's just dialing in and executing. So we do what we do well. They do what they do well. We just got to make sure it all lines up and that we execute and should come out on top.
win or loss here tonight, what do you want to see your boys accomplish out here on this field?
Execution. Just execution, keep your heads up, right? So it's we've just been having stupid mistakes the last couple of weeks. Just got to execute. So
you got to put. I assume against this team, you want to put together your absolute most perfect game.
Yeah, that's right. They're good. They're good. They execute well, and it's just making sure that we execute well. Play our football game, not get caught up in the mix of what they do. So yeah,
Coach, we appreciate it. It's a beautiful night for football, man. Have fun out there. Good luck. We do appreciate you chatting with us.
Thank you much.
And we want to say thanks to Coach Wilbur for chatting with us before this game. And as his team gets set to go tonight, you want to take a look at this team and their schedule so far. They had a season opening win at Ogden, 28-20, and then back-to-back losses these last couple weeks at North, which is a team from Torrance, California. So I don't know how you get a matchup like that. I mean, it'd be awesome to start seeing some out-of-state teams come to Blanding or San Juan go to some out-of-state places, but so I don't know anything about North, but that was a 28-16 loss, so that was a battle. And then Timpanogos came in here and spanked them last week, 41-0. So Art, this is going to be a team that's looking to get back in the win column here against a tough San Juan team tonight.
Yeah, and they get to go to those games like that because they're a private school and they have the funding rent. So if you get a little bit more money in the San Juan Booster Fund, maybe they could go out. But yeah, it's hard to gauge them because you just don't know. Timpanogos is usually a fairly middle of the road team. Ogden, they're really not that good of a team most years, outside of when they went to an independent schedule for a couple years and could schedule some lower classification teams. But we'll see what they put on the field. They always come with their A game. They always make it exciting. And, they, like we said earlier, they want to beat the Broncos. Every team does. That's your pinnacle. That could be your state championship game, is just beating San Juan in the season. That could make or break you.
Well, when we take a look at these two teams, we don't have the RPI standings out yet from the Activities Association, but we do have the Max Prep standings, so these are kind of fun to look at. They're a similar computer-based ranking system, and right now Max Preps has San Juan at number 1 in the 2A and Summit Academy at number 3. They are 1-2, obviously, on the season. You've got a 3-0 team in South Sevier that's down in 5th place, so they do have a rating system, and they also have a strength apparently of opponents on the Max Prep, so I don't know. That's obviously not official for us, but while we don't have the RPI, it might be kind of fun to mention that and then just kind of hype this as a matchup between number 1 and number 3 tonight. But taking a look at this Summit Academy team, the junior quarterback, Preston, I think it's McCowiak. I might have to figure out the pronunciation on that because I imagine we're going to say that a lot. He's passed the ball this year for 455 yards and 4 TDs. He's completing 66% of his passes so far. And the main ball carrier this year for Summit Academy has been the senior Liam Larson, but only 177 yards with 42 carries. He's got 1 TD. So, Art, this is going to be a team unlike what we've seen these last couple weeks in big running teams, maybe a team that tries to do a bit more passing here tonight.
Yeah, and you talk about rankings. If you follow some of the ranking pundits on Twitter throughout the state, there's a Rural Utah Sports, and they have Summit Academy ranked 5th.
There you go.
San Juan is 1st.
Yeah, and South Sevier 2nd. Or
San Sevier, yeah. And then I think, it's all conjecture at this point. Man, that's a hard word for me to say, Rhett. You're going to have to use those big words.
I noticed the wind is picking up as well here.
But it's all rankings are rankings by people who really just kind of go off of what you've done and what they think you ought to do or be, and really comes down to Friday nights and who gets the win and who doesn't.
Yeah, and anything can happen out here on the field. Of course, that's why you play the games. And Summit Academy here tonight in front of the home crowd, going to try to stifle the San Juan Broncos, who have gathered a little bit of momentum back after that tough loss to Beaver a couple weeks ago, the big win against Kanab last week. We're going to step aside on the Friday Night Lights pregame show. When we return, we'll talk about the San Juan Broncos. Stay with us. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand Counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels,
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more. For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale, Utah. I don't know, is it Summit Academy High School or just Summit Academy? I'm not sure. And I also need to figure out how you call their coaches or their quarterback's name as well. But Rhett Sifford and Art Adair welcoming you back here for Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Regardless of all those details, and now on the pregame show, we're going to switch gears here and talk about the San Juan Broncos as Barkley Christensen comes in with a 76-22 record in his 9th year at the helm. And we'll just kick it off with him as we chatted with him a minute ago. Here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go against the Bears here tonight.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us like you always do. It's hard to believe, man, but, we're already week 4 here, and it's really in full swing. And just tell me, I guess, your thoughts so far. I know you've said over and over there's things that you still got to work on, but tell me your thoughts after 2 wins now on the season and a week of practice here.
Yeah, this week we do a theme every week on Monday when we present kind of the opponent to the team. We do the scouting information. We do a theme every week, and this week was just have gratitude and have fun. We lost 2 kids last week to an ACL, and that kind of makes you just sit back and think like we should all be very thankful for that we all get to do this. I get a coach, that you guys get to play, and let's just go back to having fun. I think you've made a ton of mention to it with the pressure and stuff, and of course, that stuff gets to you, and I think it does kind of hurt your fun a little bit. I mean, obviously we have standards, right? But let's have fun. I said every touchdown we score, I'm chest bumping. If you guys knock me over, I guess it's bonus points for you.
Do you feel that they've embraced that? Do you feel it's a more lighthearted thing this week?
I felt practice was a lot more loose, and it was hard for me to do that because sometimes you think you're losing focus, but then after the practices, the kids are like, this was a great practice day. We've worked hard, and I'm like, okay, I didn't feel that, but I'm gonna keep to my word, and we're gonna have fun and stay loose and just go back to playing. It's a kids game, right? And that's how we want to embrace it today.
Well, you said last week that the passing game maybe not is exactly where you wanted it at this point. Have you worked on that at all this week?
Yeah, we have, and Bo, he's looked a lot better. And after looking at the film, obviously talking to you, I haven't got a chance to really break it down. And there's things that are there, and he's improved every single game. I know that Grantsville is a good game for him, but we kept it. We had a lot of handcuffs on in that game. He didn't throw the ball down the field very much, and we're letting him. We're taking him off slowly, and he is playing well. Receivers running good routes. It takes time, and so I think we've unlocked some things, and hopefully it shows tonight.
Tell me what South Summit's what Summit Academy is gonna bring tonight, and how you got to approach this one.
Yeah, I think I've played Summit Academy every single year since I've been a head coach here, except maybe the first 2 years they were 3A, but they're always coached well. They're kids. I think they maximize the most out of their kids. Like defensively, they're pretty fundamental. We've got to, we might not hit the big ones like we did against Kanab. It might have to be drive. We got to stay patient. Offensively, they've got a good quarterback and a good running back. So we're going to have to be ready to stop the run and the pass today.
All right, Coach. Hey, man, we say it every week. Go on out and have fun. Good luck to you, but it is a game for fun. So I do hope you're able to do that tonight, and good luck, man.
That's the goal, man. We're going to have fun. Have gratitude and have fun. Thank you guys for being here.
And just a tail end of the national anthem here tonight as we get set to kick this one off. I want to say thanks to Coach Barkley Christensen for chatting with us in that pregame. And we talk about the San Juan Broncos now, and you look at Bo Yeomans, the sophomore quarterback, coming into this thing tonight, 751 yards passing. Art, you think he's going to maybe do half that much here tonight again? And he's got 96 attempts, 55 completions on the year, so he's averaging about 57% on the season. 2 TDs, but he does have the 6 interceptions. You look to see him have a breakout game here tonight against Summit Academy.
It wasn't that long ago that we sat here with another quarterback coming in, and he had a breakout performance here. You alluded to it on the morning show in Parker Snyder a few years ago. I think this is the matchup that the young Yeomans needs and wants, and he's ready for tonight.
All right, and then in the running game, of course, who else but Jagger Neves all year. He's got 602 yards coming into this thing, 351 of them last week alone. 74 carries on the season, so he's averaging about 8 yards a carry. He's got 10 TDs. Bo Yeomans also making a dent in the running game. He's got 101 yards with 23 carries on the season and 3 TDs. Leading receiver on the season right now, Trip Palmer. He's got 18 catches for 336 yards and 2 TDs. And you look at a team that's a little bit depleted, Art. Broncos are going to be missing some players here tonight. A couple of guys out for the whole rest of the season, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see next man up mentality here tonight.
Yeah, Kai Falk's been out a couple weeks. They lose Stetson Black last week to a season-ending injury, and he was one of their key contributors on defense. He also came in and gave some good spell minutes on offense for Jagger and ran the ball really well. Didn't get a lot of touches, but when he did, he made the most of it. But on defense, he really was a solid side of that on that end, that outside. Really made a lot of tackles for him. So he's going to be one that they're going to have to look to bring someone up, next man up mentality. But also, we're also missing number 31 out there tonight, Cole Duke.
Yeah.
And Cole Duke's a game changer. He has been since last year, coming on the scene as a junior. Hopefully, I don't know the prognosis on him. I haven't talked to him about him. I don't know when he'll be back, but hopefully he's back soon because he can turn he can shift a game. That's the kind of mentality he has on defense. But we also talked about in the pregame earlier, Nash Young is back. And like I made mention to, talk to his dad, he feels like he has a couple of games to make up now. And so look for him to go out there and be really aggressive on defense and offense, trying to be the playmaker, trying to get in the end zone, and trying to do whatever he can to show his team, hey, I've missed you the last 2 weeks, I'm back.
Yeah, Cole Duke and Stetson Black both with 18 tackles on the season. And it's obviously the guys we mention every week are the guys we see carrying the ball all the time. So obviously Jagger Neves is going to get tons of mention each game. The quarterback, Bo Yeomans, is going to get tons of mentions. We try to talk about the line guys. We try to talk about the defensive guys, but sometimes it's hard during the game to pick out who's making all the tackles and things like that. Sometimes sacks are easy to see because it's a guy all by himself in the backfield, but it's tough sometimes to give those guys credit during the game. But then when you look at the stats, you got a kid like Thomas Harden who's leading the tackling right now for San Juan at 30. Trip Palmer has 29. Jagger Neves has 28. Jonas Jeppesen has 28. So these are the guys who are doing some of the hard work, and the defense is, I would say, maybe even more important than the offense when it comes to winning games.
Well, here's the other thing is it moves so fast out there, especially offensively with the Broncos when they got the ball. And then on defense, you're trying to we also got to pay some bills here. We got to get some sponsorships out there and name some people. So we're trying to call kids out as we go. And every year you get number changes, and I have to remember who's what number and where's who. Hey, I'm just excited for a good game of football, and the wind's picking up.
Yeah,
so we're going to have a heck of a game here.
Yeah, we feel like we normally feel on top of this booth. We're on the roof. Got a number of people up here, and so it's pretty crowded up here. We may all blow off by the time this thing's done.
Bill Boyle and David can be rest assured that we're going to hold the roof down tonight.
That's right. That's right.
If you don't listen to the morning show on Wednesdays when Rhett's in there, you need to tune in for the sports report. It's always the best.
That's right. So we are going to just roll right into the game, and believe this or not, Summit Academy is going to receive the ball. So these guys, one of the wisest opponents this year, trying to take that ball away from San Juan, not give them opportunity, and it's going to be a decent return on the opening kick as they'll get out across the 30 to the 33, and that was number 36, I believe, carrying that ball on the return, Cooper Despain, and I believe it's McCoyak, how you say this guy's name, the quarterback. So we'll see him come on here to get the Summit Academy Bears started tonight. Where's number 2, the junior? And, yeah, we just hear it on the PA, McCoyak. So I'll follow suit with that throughout the game. Maybe he said that in my favor to help me out. They send a man in motion. McCoyak, play action in the backfield, immediately airs it out down the left side of the field, and that Summit Academy intended receiver had a step, but it was overthrown by about 1.5 yards. Beckham Meredith was intended, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he didn't create separation until right there at the end, and if that ball would have been right a yard shorter, he has that and goes to the house. So luckily for the Broncos, that was overthrown because that was a nice pattern there.
So the first attempt in the passing game fails. Now they'll go to the ground, and it's going to be a quick 4 yards, maybe 5, out to about the 39-yard line. This set of downs did start at their 34. Yeah, it is the 34, so that's going to be a 4-yard gain right there. I didn't see who carried that ball. I would assume it was Liam Larson since he's their main man. So that is his first touch of the night, and that will bring up a 3rd down very quickly, and about 6 to go for Summit Academy as they bring it to the line of scrimmage. Working from the shotgun, McCoyak gets the snap. He'll hand off again to Larson, who doesn't get much. It's definitely not going to be first down yardage, only a couple. So a 4-yard run for him, and then a 2-yard run. And, Art, we're going to see what they decide here on their first 4th down of the night, unable to convert right there.
We'll see how comfortable their coach is with their defense before even seeing San Juan's offense, see if he thinks. But just like most schools nowadays, you're going to see the quarterback make a read, and he'll either punt it or go for it.
So they spread the offense. McCoyak in the shotgun. Got Jagger Neves looking like he wants to come in at the quarterback over on the far side for San Juan defensively. And the Bears are going to call a timeout. I don't think that McCoyak liked what he saw there. Neither did the coaching staff, so they'll call the timeout here.
Yeah, that's an early timeout. I mean, obviously still in the first half, so not a bad time to do it. But still, I don't love it. I don't either have a call. If you're going to try to get them to jump off sides, get them. If they don't bite it, have a secondary call ready to go in to either quick kick it or run a play. Why waste a timeout right now?
Well, I want to just apologize. Our clock camera is having trouble tonight, so we're going to have to call the time for you throughout the night. 10:28 right now, remaining in the opening quarter. Still scoreless in this one, and I'm guessing we're about to see a Summit Academy punt here from their own 40-yard line as McCoyak brings the offense back out.
Again, I hate calling a timeout just to punt the ball.
Right.
You should already have that built in. Hey, we're going to hard count them. If they don't go, back up, punt it.
And we'll see. Maybe he won't. Maybe they're going for it from their own 40. They'd be rolling the dice, and they are. McCoyak looks to throw. They get to him, and they're going to knock him down as he throws. It does fall incomplete, and so Summit Academy rolls the dice. It's like you said, Art, you wouldn't call a timeout just to punt it. They tried for it. It doesn't work, and it will be a turnover on downs to San Juan at the Summit 40.
Yeah, and I think I like the aggressiveness of the coach to say, hey, I've had trust in my offense and trust in my defense. But I would have like to see, if I'm the coach for Summit Academy, an offensive drive from deep for San Juan and not giving them a short field to go into the end zone.
So Summit Academy elects to take the ball to start the game. They're not able to get it on the San Juan side of midfield, and now the Bronco offense will go to work, and they hand to Jagger Neves on first down. He will rumble ahead for 7 very quickly across the Summit Academy, 35 to the 34, and the Broncos already in business.
And Broncos going quick, traditional here, so we'll see how conditioned the Summit Academy Bears are.
Yeomans will hand off again. This time, Neves runs into a wall of defenders, bounces to the outside, jumps over a would-be tackler over there, and comes down right at the stick. It looks like he'll be a half-yard shy of a first down. Boy, with that spot, it looks like it should be a first down.
He made something out of nothing because there shouldn't have been anything there. He bounced it out.
Yeah,
got clogged up in the middle, bounced out the right side, made something out of nothing for a first down.
And they do move the chains, I thought, with that spot right on the 30. That should be 10 yards. It is. So 10 yards on 2 carries for Neves, and they'll go right back to him as he hits the hole hard and rumbles ahead for another 5 yards for San Juan. So running downhill right now for Jagger Neves and his offensive line, as that's just been 3 straight handoffs to start the game for the San Juan offense.
Yeah, and the Bears had number 36 in the backfield, but Jagger just ran right over him.
And we've said that many times. Now they'll go to the air for the first time, and man, Bo Yeomans with a beautiful looking ball, but it is way off the mark, intended for Trip Palmer in the end zone. So the first pass attempt goes awry, and it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, he led him a little bit to the inside and a little bit far. Other than that, it was a pretty pass, but they don't look pretty if they're not caught.
That's right. Yeah, we're dealing with a little bit of wind here tonight. 9:11 now, the clock stops here in this first quarter at Summit Academy. I don't see, the flag next to the school looks dead, but that's because the school's blocking the wind. They'll go to the ground again here, and Neves is only going to get maybe a yard on this carry as he falls backward, and so that will bring up a 4th down and 4 for San Juan.
Yeah, Summit Academy's front four has done a really good job right now at clogging up the running lanes and interfering with that offensive line's blocking schemes.
So Bo Yeomans will go to the air on 4th down, and he connects, I believe. Is this Brig Palmer? We haven't been 100% sure on the jersey number all year. Brig Palmer makes the catch down at the 21, but that is not going to be enough for a first down. So that's a pickup of 3 on the completion, but it will be a turnover on downs, and so both teams trade turnovers on downs, and it'll be Summit Academy ball. A big stop for the Bears here as they'll get it back at their own 21.
And now Summit Academy's coach looks great for going for it on 4th down. His defense comes out and did exactly what he needed him to do and hold the San Juan offense in check, go 3 and out.
So, man, the Broncos were driving, and then suddenly it stalled, and now Summit Academy's offense back on the field, and they will hand to Larson, and he's going to go nowhere, back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. So it will be 2nd and 10 for the Bear offense, and a bit of a defensive struggle here early on in this one.
Yeah, George McNaughton was in there quick. He wrapped up nice and was able to bring him to the ground with a couple other Broncos getting in there. But kudos to George McNaughton for just sticking to it.
So 2nd down, looks like they may have given him a few inches loss on that play. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 21. And here's McCoyak sending a man in motion. Working from the shotgun, gets the snap, throws left side. That one came out wobbly, but he connects with his man right at the line to gain, and we'll see where the spot is here. This may be a first down for Summit Academy. Catch is made by number 9 that time, and that is Talon Taylor. And it will be a first down, so that was a 10-yard pass. And I did not have his name on the roster here, so we'll give him the 10-yard catch. That's the first completion of the night for Preston McCoyak, who is 1 of 3, and they'll go right back to the ground on first down from the 31. And maybe a yard, maybe 2 here for Larson.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving him 2 yards over there on the far side.
So he's got 8 yards on 4 carries now.
Some academies come out really good here offensively and defensively. I know they had the turnover on downs last drive, but they have put together a couple of decent plays. Their Achilles heel to me is just, can they stick with it for 4 quarters? They don't have a lot of numbers over here on the sidelines.
7:06 to go in the opening quarter, still scoreless. Summit Academy with the ball on their home turf, and boy, running into a big man right there was Larson.
Easton Knight, man.
Easton Knight makes a nice stop. No gain on that run. for Larson, maybe a yard. That'll bring up a big 3rd down and 7 here for the Bears. We'll give him 1 yard on that. But a nice stop by San Juan. And the Bears bring it back out.
Got to be telling your defensive backs here, watch for that. Those quick passes, watch for that open grass. Don't let them receivers get set down. Let that quarterback find them. All they got to go is 8 yards here, 7.
They've got the ball at their own 33. Mikowiak drops back as they set up the screen, but wiping out after he caught the ball. I think his own blocker may have tripped him, and Larson goes down with maybe a yard gain. Boy, that was going to go for some yardage there if he hadn't fallen down.
Yeah, he had some green grass in front of him, and watching the replay here, it looks like he might have stepped on his offensive lineman's back of his foot as he was turned around, but he just goes down and tackles himself.
And now they come out in a traditional punt formation, so they are going to try to flip the field on San Juan here as these two teams now trade scoreless possessions to get this game underway. And they'll down it at the San Juan 28. So the Broncos will start from there on their 2nd possession of the night. And Friday Night Lights tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, brought to you in part tonight by Bradford Tire, specializing in fast service with fair prices and quality customer care in Blanding. Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. And Crowley Construction, dirt, roads, driveways, and more. They handle any job, big or small. And here we go. San Juan's 2nd possession about to get underway from their own 28-yard line as Bo Yeomans fakes the handoff to Neves this time, keeps it himself, and he'll get maybe a yard on his first run of the night.
It looks like Summit Academy's only running 6 guys in the box there, so when you run your RPO offense, this should be runs, plays downfield. Summit Academy's just closing it up too quick. They're there, but they're getting closed up. You put 6 guys in the box against an RPO, you should be able to run on that.
Yeomans this time will drop back to pass on 2nd down. Airs it right side. Has a man and connects with Trip Palmer across the 40, around the 45 as he falls forward. And a nice gain for San Juan.
Great catch by Tripp. Way to secure the ball. And then just has a guy hanging on him, pesky on his ankle there, and can't shake him off. But got extra, just because of his length, an extra 3 yards just by falling forward.
That was a 15-yard pass, and the Broncos move the chains for the first time. I'm sorry, that's their 2nd first down tonight. And now Yeomans on the read will fake the handoff. I thought it went to Jagger Neves. It doesn't. Yeomans tucks it up, goes up the middle, and he'll pick up 3 yards on a quick scamper there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad read there by Bo. Way to get some positive yards out of it as we come up on 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter.
Thank you for that.
Well, I know I keep remembering we don't have a time clock, so we're almost on 4 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're still scoreless as Yeomans this time pitches to Neves as they try to get him to the outside, and with some second effort, he battles his way across midfield down to the Summit Academy 46, and that's going to be really close to moving the chains for San Juan, but it comes up a yard shy. So that was the first run was actually 4 from Yeomans, so that's a 5-yard run right there for Neves on the pitch. He's up to 21 yards on the night so far. Yeomans from the shotgun will look to pass. 4 receivers go out. He throws it up the middle and deep down to the 10, but once again he overthrows Trip Palmer by about 3 yards. And we talked about it all season. Yeomans trying to figure out a way to rein that throw in. And I mean, I tell you what, if you run an 80-yard pattern, an 80-yard seam, he's going to get it to you.
Yeah, you get that wide open, and sometimes young quarterbacks' eyes get really big, and they're like, man, I don't want to put too much on this. I don't want to put too less on it, and they just overthrow it.
So it is a 4th and 1, and the Broncos will go back to the bread and butter here as they keep it on the ground, and Neves pushes the pile forward for 3 yards, and that'll be plenty for a first down as the Broncos go inside the Summit Academy 45. And this offense has earned a couple first downs on this series now.
Yeah, you just got to get a little bit more in sync here. Get Bo settled down. I think he can still have a big game. He just needs to get his range.
He'll throw again right side and into coverage. This ball is knocked away. Getting there to knock that away right as the ball arrived from Trip Palmer was Tanner Madison. And so good defense by Summit Academy that time. And that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for San Juan.
You like to see that pass on the outside shoulder, so Tripp has to go get that. instead of coming back inside where the defender can close and get his arm in there. If you put that on that outside shoulder towards the sidelines, Tripp's the only one that can go get that.
And I noticed the clock has kept running after that incompletion, so we're down under 3:15 to go, and Yeoman's falling down, slings one downfield again, and that'll be incomplete in coverage downfield. And this time the clock stops with 3:10 to go in the opening quarter. We are still scoreless, and following that incompletion, it'll be 3rd and 10 for San Juan.
Yeah, that's been a very fast first half, and when you don't stop the clock on incompletions, it's even faster. I was warned before the game by our good friend and official Jess that sometimes that happens here.
That's right. Okay, good to know. As Yeomans drops back, they're going to set up the screen to Jagger Neves. You got to be careful from a behind-the-back block here, but boy, that's not going to work very much at all. Jagger gets back to the line of scrimmage as he falls down, maybe 3 inches on the play, and the ball will stay right at the Summit Academy 44. So Yeomans completes the pass this time, but for minimal yardage.
Yeah, and Summit Academy, they got to be pumped right now. They have really kept San Juan in check, and I think San Juan's the officials are going to make Big Cash Palmer go off for one play for some reason. It must be an equipment issue, but they're making him step off, and right now is when you really need your big lineman in there to anchor this offensive line.
We're down under 2.5 to go in this opening quarter. Yeomans throws over the middle. This time it's picked off, and Summit Academy will return it as flags fly in what was the San Juan backfield. They return it back to what was also the San Juan line of scrimmage. So Summit Academy will have the ball right around their own 43-yard line, depending on what happens here on the ruling. And so that's his 7th interception of the season. Not the way you wanted to see that one end if you're a San Juan fan. It operates somewhat like a punt, but Summit Academy will have some pretty good field position here.
Got a block in the back against Summit Academy.
So it won't be as good a field position as they hope, but they will have the football. Meanwhile, we got 2:19 to go in this opening quarter, which is still scoreless between these two 2A cross-region rivals here. And so that will mark them all the way back to their own 29-yard line. So that's a break for the San Juan D, who can go to work in Summit Academy territory now. But Makowiak, I should say, has shown the ability to throw the ball pretty accurately to his guys so far here in a couple early attempts.
Yeah, defensive battle, and I think they just need to pull Bo Yeomans aside and just calm him down. He just looks like he's forcing a lot of stuff right now.
So on first down, they'll hand to Larson, Summit Academy does, and a quick 5 yards on his carry will get him down to the 34-yard line. So a quick 5 yards for the senior running back as we wind down under 2 minutes now to go in the opening quarter. Still looking for our first score of the night.
And we've alluded to this all season that it may be the defense this year that keeps them in it and even wins a championship for this team, where in years past it's been their offense so dynamic.
And Wakowiak will throw to the left side, and a lot of fisticuffs over there as those two guys battle. The defender is at number 14 for San Juan. And
Quincy Singer.
Singer over there on defense for San Juan, and I think that was number 9 again, Talon Taylor, intended for Summit Academy. The incompletion brings up 3rd down and a long 5.
Yeah, I think both guys were kind of bumping as they went downfield, so that's why the officials let them play it. I know the hometown fans wanted a pass interference, but there was contact on both sides, and Quincy was looking for the ball the whole time, so he's just at right to that ball as the offensive guy, so you're not going to ever throw that flag. Now, if he would have been face guarding him and just grabbing him, then you might get it, even though there's no face guarding in high school football, but it still helps you to turn around and locate the ball, and then the ref's going to let you play a little touchy-touchy there.
Well, Summit Academy is going to burn their second timeout of this first quarter. 1:39 remaining in the frame. We are still scoreless at Summit Academy in Bluffdale. We'll step aside and return Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah Navajo Health System is a series of community health centers providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajo. With operations in Blanding, Montezuma Creek, Monument Valley, Navajo Mountain, and Monticello, UNHS offers a remarkable variety of services to our patients throughout San Juan County and the northern portion of Navajo Nation.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emerytelcom.com for details today.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us.
Welcome
like
back
you always.
Live to
Coach, thanks for chatting with us like
Friday
you
Night
always
Lights
do.
on Red Rock
It's hard to
92
believe, man, but you know, we're
StreamUtah.Live
already
as
week 4 here, and
McCowiak throws incomplete over the middle, and that will result in 4th down for Summit Academy. So I tell you what, these two defenses continue to get it done here, or maybe the offense is just struggling a bit, but we're going to have what looks like our second punt from Summit Academy. The Broncos threw an interception on their last possession. Their previous possession turned it over on downs. And we are still scoreless here late in the first quarter as Summit will punt it away, and this ball takes a San Juan bounce back to the 40. It'll be caught there by a Summit Academy player. So the Broncos now will have decent field position on this, their 3rd possession of this first quarter, 1:22 remaining.
You go back to that last play, Rhett, and Trip Palmer almost had that thrown right to him. He was looking at the receiver, and that ball hits him right in the shoulders, or San Juan might get their own pick off the last one. So look to see hopefully some short intermediate stuff here out of Coach Christensen, some little short reads to make both successful.
And he does connect with Trip Palmer on a little comeback pattern, and now Palmer cuts it up the middle, and nobody's going to catch him. He'll go the distance, and that is going to be a 61-yard touchdown catch, the 3rd connection between Bo Yeomans and Trip Palmer this season for a score, and the Broncos finally draw first blood with 1:10 to go in the first quarter.
And exactly what you want to see. A high percentage pass right there, just a little bubble screen to your wide receiver, and then you let the blockers go downfield and do their job, and the receiver makes something work with his feet and obviously works out to be a touchdown. But exactly what you want to give your young quarterback as you feel like he's kind of pressing the issue down the field.
And that is 76 yards receiving very early in this thing as the Broncos are going to throw a flag before San Juan, or as San Juan snaps the ball. They're going right for a 2-point try here. They're not even messing around with trying to kick the ball here on the PAT. So I guess they're foregoing what has been the inevitable these past few weeks is that they'll
had someone line up on the neutral zone, obviously.
So that's going to be a penalty on Summit Academy.
So even if San Juan wasn't going for 2, they would go for 2
now. They would because, you know.
So they're already out there, so it works out for them.
And that's the matrix that dictates that.
That's right.
It's the famous matrix that we've all heard so much about. It's the blue pill or the red pill, you know. Jagger Neves in the backfield here. Yeomans next to him will take the snap. Neves fights his way with some 2nd and 3rd effort, rumbles and dives into the end zone, and that will give San Juan 2 points as the Broncos do complete the try, and that makes it 8-0 now with 1:10 to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside and return to Summit Academy in Bluffdale. The Broncos late in the first quarter draw the first blood in this game and lead it 8-0. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you'll gain real-world skills and turn your talent into opportunity. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career starting today.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Those of you on StreamUtah.Live got to see that play on the kick return for Summit Academy during commercial. We're going to get to see the replay again now as well. For those of you on the radio, sorry about you. I guess you just have to listen to us. But Summit Academy returns it back out to the 33, exactly like they did to start this game. But the Broncos have scored first on a 61-yard pass reception from Bo Yeomans to Trip Palmer.
Just over a minute here, Rhett.
Left in this first quarter. And we'll see if Summit Academy can answer here on their home turf as they go right back to Larson, and he'll rumble across the 35 to the 37. That is a pickup of 6 yards. And so Summit Academy in business. And it's one thing to start a drive, Art, and it's another thing to finish.
That's for sure, and I'm hoping that wind's not coming through bad, but it's not. You would have thought it had died down by now. There was no wind during the JV game, which, by the way, the Broncos got a big win in the JV game. I can't remember the final score, but it was easily won by the JV squad.
And the varsity squad trying to do the same, but here Larson gets another carry, and he'll go right to the sticks here. So back-to-back carries will net him 10 yards, and that will move the chains for Summit Academy. So that's been rare here in this first half, but they move the chains right here. And let's see. I think it was Trey Bass on the stop. We'll see if they snap the ball here down to the last 10 seconds of this opening quarter. 24 yards rushing now for Liam Larson. He's the only man who's touched the ball other than the quarterback here tonight for Summit Academy. And, oh, man, that was thrown incomplete on the left side. Jagger Neves, I could see his eyes from here, but, man, slippery hands. You need some of those sticky gloves. He was trying for his first interception of the year, but missed it right there, right through the fingertips, man.
Yeah, it was almost right to him. And then there was 4 other Broncos tip drill just a little too far away, but a great, not a fantastic start to the game if you're a San Juan fan or a San Juan coach, but you haven't let Summit Academy in the end zone, and you've put points on the board, so you're just going to keep grinding it out and hopefully figure this out in the second quarter here. And the other thing, like I mentioned earlier, is you're going to start wearing down this Bears team. They got a lot of two-way players. They don't got a lot of guys on the sidelines, and those guys they've got, most of them played in that JV game. So if you're a San Juan fan, just hang tight because you're going to get rolling here. It just takes a minute.
Into the first quarter, 8-0 San Juan. Will step aside and return to Summit Academy. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we get underway in the second quarter now. And the Bears go right back. Ooh, that's a very friendly spot as Larson did not make it back to the line of scrimmage, but they give him the line of scrimmage, so no gain on that carry for the senior. 3rd down and 10 now for the Bears.
Again, George McNaughton getting in there. That George, I remember last year Coach Byron told me, I said, who's the most exciting kid you got coming in this year? And he was like, George McNaughton by far. He would just impress me over the summer, his work ethic, and he has just dialed it in over the last 2 years. He's become one of their premier defenders out here for the Broncos.
Well, we'll see how premier the Broncos can be on D right here as they try to get a stop on a big 3rd down. Summit Academy is close to midfield as they've been all game, though, and wow, there's a big hit over on the far side, but McCowiak is able to complete a pass out to the far side. I believe that's number 40 on the catch over there. And I'm not sure why I don't have these guys in the receiving game. I listed the guys who have made the catches according to Max Preps, and they don't have a number 40. So
good hit by Jonas Jepson out there to bring up a big 4th and 3, 4th and a long 2.
Receiver? So I'm not 100% sure who that was who made the catch over there. But it was a pickup of 8, and now on 4th down, they'll go for it. Larson gets the handoff. I saw some legs come shooting out. That's not the way Larson went into that pack, so that must have been Larson who slipped through there somehow but got spun around, and it will be a 1st down for Summit Academy at the San Juan 47.
Yeah, you got a lot of confidence in your O-line and your running back to get that 2 yards.
So the 8-yard pass completion to, I'm not sure who. Maybe it was number 4, Braden Dieters. He's the one I did have listed as a receiver so far this season. So
number 45.
Oh, 45. Okay, thank you guys for showing us that replay on Stream Utah. So I'll have to figure that out. And now we got another man carrying the ball from the backfield as well, number 45 again. So he comes out of the backfield apparently, and that's why I didn't have him listed as a receiver. So these are some of his first touches of the season, I guess.
And so he got nowhere there, Red. Yeah. He got ate up by a host of Broncos.
And that's Aiden Matagi, and I know that he did have a couple stats, but not much, as they start to shake things up a little bit here for this Summit Academy offense. And he is a senior, listed at 210 pounds. And that was his first carry, maybe one on that. He did have the 8-yard catch a few minutes ago. And he will take another handoff here. Matagi will fight himself ahead for another couple, maybe 3. I think it's going to be a long 2. And this will very quickly, I believe, bring up a 4th down. Is that correct, or is it 3rd down?
It'd be 3rd and 7.
3rd down. So 3rd and looks like about 7, like you said, Art. 9:25 to go in this first half now. This has been the quickest half of football all year.
No kidding.
San Juan up 8-0 here in the somewhat early stages of this second quarter. These two teams trading a bunch of scoreless efforts in the first quarter. And we'll see if Summit Academy can move the chains here. I'm saying this is 4-down territory for them no matter what, as the Broncos shift on D. Little bobble in the backfield for McCowiak, and he is going to be taken down at the original line of scrimmage. That's a sack in the backfield. Is that McNaughton?
Yes.
No surprise there, as he gets another sack for this San Juan D. And a big loss of 3 will bring up a 4th down and 10. And that right there is why McCowiak has rushed for negative yardage on the season, I would say, as the Bronco D gets in the backfield to stop him there, and now they come out actually in the punt formation. So I stand corrected, and that is a boot, man. You talk about the wind being at your back and why maybe some of Bo Yeoman's passes have sailed in that first quarter. So now Yeomans will have the wind at his face as that ball was booted, and it'll result in a touchback for San Juan. So right there, if you're the Summit Academy coaching staff, I dare say you want your punter to rein that one in and maybe keep that on this side of the end zone.
Yeah, you're trying to pin San Juan deep because you've already went for it once and then you punted once. But middle of the field, most teams, that they feel like that's 4-down territory. But obviously, I'm sure they wanted to pin him deep. Didn't work out because that one went.
So a punt as the drive stalls for Summit Academy. They had moved it into San Juan territory for the first time tonight. Now the Broncos will go to the ground on first down, and you talk about a defense, Art, that has prepped for this running game and for Jagger Neves, and they have not allowed him to break one yet, and they've really held him to short yardage all night so far.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to hit the outsides with these running game and not go up the middle. Summit Academy is doing a great job at just crimping down in the A-gaps.
Right here, it's a loss of 2. And now Yeomans will throw. It was deflected. That was the weirdest looking deal there. I don't know who that was intended for, but incomplete over the middle.
Nash Young is who's intended for, and because it's tipped, they can then bump into Nash, and so there's no PI because the ball is tipped.
So a negative 2-yard run for Jagger Neves on first down. Now the incompletion. We've got 3rd down and 12. San Juan at their own 18 with 7:53 to go in the half. Up 8-0, and that all just got erased off the scoreboard suddenly. Now Yeomans will throw downfield, and that wind knocks it down for him this time, right to Nash Young at the 45, and a big gain over the middle will move the chains for San Juan.
A great throw there. Great read by Nash. Come back a little bit to get the ball. It was thrown a little short. Nash slows down, comes inside, but it was thrown inside so that he was the only one to actually get there. The defender didn't have a chance. And it looks like we're going to have a flag for an offsides on the defense here.
I don't know when Nash Young caught the ball last, but that's a big 28-yarder right there. And so you kind of see the dilemma, Art. You know, when Bo had the wind at his back, he struggled reaching his receivers. But here with the wind in his face, that knocks it down a little bit. So now that big gun can be reined in a little bit. And a big completion, the first of the night for this Bronco offense. But now the penalty will push it across midfield into Summit Academy territory. This will be a 1st and 5 for San Juan. And the clock is running with 7.5 to go in this first half. Jagger Neves gets the handoff, goes up the middle, falls down in a crowd in there, and maybe gets 6 inches. So right now it's the running game that isn't super mind-boggling. After that excellent pass from San Juan, they are going to try to follow it up here for some more yardage.
Yeah, 7:10 on the clock and counting down here in the second quarter. Yeah, you're used to having Jagger at least 40, 50 yards by now.
Yeah, and he's been held to 23 on 8 carries so far in the early stages. He'll get the handoff again. Bounces to the hole off right guard, and again, maybe only 1 yard As Summit Academy doing a great job creating a wall in there, not allowing the San Juan offensive line to create those creases for their running back.
Yeah, Summit Academy has played lights out in this first half as far as defense goes. Offense hasn't been that spectacular. They've moved the ball a little bit, but their defense has really kept them in at this first half and really done something that the other three teams we haven't seen do, is kind of make them one-dimensional.
And it is a big third down. Jagger Neves hits the hole hard this time and rumbles ahead near the line to gain. It'll depend on the spot. The near judge says he gets across the 45 to the 44. Boy, that is really close, almost calling for a measurement, I would say. It is going to be a half-yard shy, it looks like, on the spot, but they will measure. I can see from here, according to the spot, if those chains are accurate over there, it's about 6 inches short. But they're going to take the time to measure anyway. It would be a 4th down in inches at the Summit 44.5. Sorry, Art.
And even though this isn't a conference team you're playing here in region, it's a two-way team that you're going to probably see cross-bracketed here. So you really want to figure out some stuff in this game that gets you some momentum clicking into next week, especially since it's the first true two-way team you've faced this season. You want to make sure you're clicking. I'm sure that there's a lot of things going on with the coaches' staff talking about what they should do and what they can do, and some changes that will be made at halftime to get this offense going.
Yeah, and it's a team that you've played in the state semifinals 2 of the last 4 years. So it's a very probable matchup in the postseason. After an early season matchup each year that you play these guys.
We talked about it in the pregame. You just never know what you're going to get out of Summit Academy.
Right.
You just don't. Until you get on the field, you can watch film all day long, but you don't know what you're going to get until you get here and see them line up against you.
Broncos going for it on 4th down. Yeomans dials his own number, and he rumbles ahead for 2 yards, and that quiets the crowd here in Bluffdale as it will move the chains for San Juan down to the Summit Academy 42. Nice run by the quarterback there. And the Broncos keep rumbling along on this drive, and now they get Summit Academy into the neutral zone here, and flags fly. Nice hard count by this offense. Summit Academy trying to dial up that blitz right up the middle right there.
Well, it's one of those things that as a coach you want to try to call that when the defense is least expecting it. You get to a 3rd and short, and every defense is yelling, read the ball, read the ball. You get to a 1st and 10, prime opportunity to call a hard count because you know they want to come hard. And like you saw, you're going to get them every once in a while.
So another 1st and 5 for San Juan as Yeoman pitches late to Jagger Neves. Man, he had some room to cut it up, but getting off a block and making a nice open field tackle that time was Cooper Despain for Summit Academy. Otherwise, Neves might have been off to the races there.
Got to hurt Summit Academy player down.
And he's going to get himself up off the turf. That's number 52, Triton Bianco. I think that's one of the best names out here today. Triton.
And he's ticked. He's got to come off. He tried to hop right back up, so he didn't have to. But, of course, anytime you get stoppage for an injury, you got to come off for a play.
I think with a name like Triton, you're destined to be a lineman on a football team.
Even if you're 110 pounds?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, So I guess on that play, Neves went ahead for a couple more yards there. So I must have missed a play here, but we'll say 2 yards on that run. And Yeomans will fake the handoff, throw over the middle, complete to Brig Palmer, and he is dragged down horse collar style.
Face mask.
Oh, face mask, excuse me. And so flags fly, and that'll be tacked on to the end of the play.
Yeah, if you can watch the replay, if you get wheezy, man, he turned his head all the way around. He's lucky he didn't come down on a knee, because that's where you tear your ACL on that kind of tackle.
Wowzers. So that's a 7-yard catch for Palmer. And a 7-yard completion for Yeomans as the Broncos keep moving it downfield now inside the 30 with this penalty. This is going to go into the red zone with 5:09 remaining in the half.
And it's definitely the 15-yard variety. If they don't march 15, I'm going down there and having a discussion because he whipped him all the way around. His whole body turned. That's definitely a 15-yarder.
And they're trying to fake you out here, Art. Now it looks like they stutter step and they get it down inside the 20. Oh, I guess they already had it marked. It's down at the 17 or thereabouts, 16, 17-yard line. So it should be 1st and 10. The Broncos can still move the chains just outside the 5.
I like the matchup out here. ISO with Trip Palmer on this right side. He's got at least a foot height advantage over here. I throw a fade to the corner of the end zone if it's me and see if it works out on first down.
We'll see what they do on the offense. Yeomans will pitch it instead to Jagger Neves, who stumbles a bit as he gets to the outside, but he'll still get 5 yards on that far side. Man with the front chain over there was scared he was going to make it to him, but Neves isn't able to get that far. He goes down to the 10-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 and a second down. And I'll have to wait to do some adding in a minute as they'll hand to Neves again. He'll bounce off left guard, and this time rumbles into the end zone for the second touchdown of the night for the San Juan Broncos, the first on the ground tonight. And San Juan goes up 11-0 with that one. That can't be correct. That's 14. Should be 14-0. I'm not sure.
Either the lights are out or math is wrong up here.
We always joke about that Ball State math that I employ. But that's a 10-yard touchdown run for Jagger Neves.
And you're going to get the last time out for Summit Academy because they couldn't get their personnel on
That's
and
amazing.
off the field for this 2-point try for San Juan, so they have to burn their last time out, which, you know, take a penalty, you only give them a yard and a half.
So, by the way, earlier in this game, the third touchdown pass for Bo Yeomans and the third touchdown catch for Trip Palmer, and this is now the 11th touchdown run for Jagger Neves on the season, and it makes it 14-0 in favor of San Juan. I think these guys are listening to us downstairs. They got it corrected. 4:39 left in the opening half. It's a beautiful night out here in Bluffdale on top of the roof of the booth other than the wind, and we're hoping it doesn't pick up any more than it has so far tonight. Last year in the fourth quarter, we got about blown off the top of this thing. Or I guess maybe that was 2 years ago, because they came to Blanding. They actually did come to Blanding last year as San Juan throws into the corner and caught for a 2-point conversion by Trip Palmer. And so Yeomans connects with Trip. We got a big old pole in the way, so you have to trust me on that call, folks. But that does make it 16-0 San Juan. 4:39 to go in the first half. So it's slow and steady, says the Tortoise, for the San Juan offense tonight. They do lead it by 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions now. We'll step aside and return to Summit Academy High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, or Friday Night Live, depending on your preferences tonight. And Summit Academy, that kid returning the ball waited a long time for that thing to slowly roll out of bounds down there. And the illegal procedure on San Juan will move that out to the 35. So it was a wise decision ultimately, but it looked a little touch and go there for that guy for a minute.
Yeah, it would have been fun if it had just kind of skirted down the sidelines till San Juan got there.
Reminds me of some of those foul balls in Major League Baseball with guys getting down on all four, blowing the ball foul. As Preston McCoyak brings his team back out on the field and will hand off to Liam Larson, who's taken back over in the running duties here for the Bears. And a quick 5 yards up to the 40-yard line for the senior. So 32 yards on the night for him. 4:20 left in this first half. It's been a pretty speedy half. Very scoreless affair in the first quarter, and similar here in the second, but not as bad, I'd say. These teams have gotten into a little bit more rhythm, specifically the Broncos, who just marched it downfield for their second touchdown of the night. Larson gets another handoff and gets a couple here, but it will be a third down and about 3 for Summit Academy.
And if you're the Broncos, you want to be careful that you're not getting lulled into that run off tackle and you're not giving up a screen here or a a give and go kind of style inside pass route. You want to make sure your defensive backs aren't peeking in the backfield. You're man on man watching, eyes on project here.
Makoyak will drop back to pass. Real happy with the feet. He airs one out left side. Flags fly in the region of Nash Young, who is in coverage. And I'm guessing this is going to be some defensive pass interference here against San Juan.
And I believe that's the first penalty against San Juan on the night.
And so that will give Summit Academy a free first down somewhere just across midfield. Got Coach Barkley Christensen out on the field, expecting a little conference maybe. He'll get a short one over there, but we'll concede the point very calmly as Summit Academy gets a nice spot down at the San Juan 42 now. Makoyak will go to the ground here, hands off to Larson. Nice open field tackle here by George McNaughton. Had some help as well. But a quick 4 yards for the senior running back for Summit Academy, Liam Larson.
Yeah, Thomas Harden doing a nice job of getting in there, helping out on those tackles. But Summit Academy has been really good. They've been chewing up 3, 4, 5 yards every time they want to run off tackle. That running back just gets his foot in the grass and gets north and south quick.
So on 2nd down and 6, they will throw complete left side. And that will be a first down inside the San Juan 30. As that goes for 12 yards. Preston Makoyak connects with Becca Meredith for the first time tonight.
Yeah, let's see if Coach Byron over there dials up some kind of a pressure blitz here to get that quarterback out of his rhythm.
1st and 10 at the San Juan 27. Flags fly as Summit Academy snaps the ball. Looks like they were going to go on the ground with Larson again. He had some room over there, but false start on the Bears. So that ruins their momentum right there briefly. That'll mark them back 5. And the PA guy sounds like he's about to cry.
He sounded depressed on that call right there, but
man. So it'll be a first down and 15 for Summit Academy. That's hilarious. I don't know that I've ever heard that. I've heard a PA guy in Altamont intimidating the opposition, but I've not ever heard one about to cry on the PA. So first down and long as a nice tackle in the backfield for San Juan here. Rick Palmer got in there to wrap up. Excuse me, that's number 12.
Jonas Jepson.
So Jepson for San Juan, not Palmer, and drops them. Well, they did gain 3 of those yards back on a carry by Larson. Man, he is the main man for this Summit Academy offense. Already 14 carries for him, but just 14 hard-earned yards, or excuse me, 41 hard-earned yards. As the Broncos trying to get into coverage here. Little fake pitch, and now they'll go on a counter to Larson, and he nearly broke free at the 20 if it weren't for a tackle by Nash Young right there. And so a quick, let's see, that's about 10 yards on the run that time for Larson.
Yeah, great play call. You just bring everyone from the right to the left side of that line. You pull everybody over there, and you get hat on a hat, and you got more blockers and they got tacklers, and you're able to pick up some yards.
And so already 15 carries for the senior. He'll get it again. This time off left tackle as they just keep running downhill on the San Juan D. That'll get him a first down as he goes ahead for 4 down to the San Juan 16. And so the Summit Academy defense in the San Juan red zone for the first time tonight, and they are on the move.
With 1:35 and the clock is running as it clicks down to 1:30 here. So Summit Academy out of timeouts. They've used all 3 of them. This is why I say at the first of the game, don't call a timeout because you may need it. Even though it's first half, they may run out of time, 1:20 and the clock ticks.
Yeah, what a factor that is now, especially since the game has been on the ground for him. But they go to the air and into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. The timeouts don't hurt them as Makoyak connects with number 19, I believe it is, Bo Edmonds with the touchdown catch, and that's a 16-yarder. And we've got ourselves a game as the Summit Academy Bears cut the San Juan lead in half. The first touchdown pass of the night for Preston Makoyak. And he hits his senior receiver, Bo Edmonds, from 16 yards out. And let's see, for Makoyak, 5 touchdown passes on the season. That is the third touchdown reception on the year for Edmonds. And the
2 points, no good.
two-point try fails for Summit Academy as they threw deep into the end zone, and it goes out the back of the end zone incomplete. Got a pack of people in the dirt back there just watching the game. I guess that's a good vantage point. You can see the game when it's coming at you, I would say, but man.
Well, their visiting stands are not that great.
Right.
Because when you get the team moving in front of you, you can't see nothing unless you stand up on the very back row. So not very good viewing from the sidelines. So that's why most people tend to sit down in the end zones, and then they can just see upfield.
Yeah, that's a place to hold a party down there. You can have the cooler and the whole family and just hang out down in the end zone. But Summit Academy has answered here late in the first half, and they pull back to within 10. And this is something we haven't said all year or really in the last 4 years. The Broncos will be not only receiving the ball now with 1:12 to go in the half, and I think San Juan has all 3 of their timeouts, but they will also be receiving the ball to start out the third quarter. So that's a real bonus. So you got a little freedom here. Try to notch some points here before the half ends, and then also get the ball to start the second half as this ball is booted out the back of the end zone again and into the soccer net back there. That's a goal in my book, man. That's a good kick by that kickoff man.
Yeah, at least you don't have to chase the ball into
That's
the neighborhood.
Right. That was awesome. I've never seen that before. There's a soccer net down there in the dirt behind those people we were just talking about in the end zone dirt, if you will, watching the game. And San Juan will start from their own 20 with 1:12 to go in this first half, up 16-6.
Wouldn't be surprised to see some of the Academy drop back into a cover 3 style defense, a zone to just defend the goal line, because you got 1:12, San Juan, all 3 timeouts. And if you've studied film on San Juan, they go empty set here. You know they're going for it.
I know you love a prevent defense, Art.
Yeah.
Trip Palmer will take a catch. That's the same play that went for a touchdown for him a little bit ago, but not this time. It will go for no gain. It will be a completion, but maybe 6 inches on this reception this time. So I guess we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say 1 yard. Last time it went for 61 yards and the TD.
50 seconds, clock's rolling.
Yeah, they did not burn the timeout here, San Juan. So empty set again for Bo Yeomans. He'll drop back, has some time. He will throw it downfield up the middle, and it's going to be picked off at the 40. And now Summit Academy can return this. And stepping out of bounds with 33 seconds to go is the man who makes the catch. That is number 12, Talon Hill, on the interception. And the second pick of the evening for Summit Academy, the 8th of the year now for Bo Yeomans and the San Juan offense.
And now if you're the Broncos, you've got to really play that goal line D. Even though you're up here on your 30, nothing gets deep behind you. You can give up maybe something in front of you and in the field of play. Don't let them get out of bounds, because they've only got 33 seconds left and no timeouts. So you really want a big sack here. A tackle in bounds really helps you to get that clock moving.
Yeah, you talk about a huge swing right here with 1:12 to go. San Juan was looking to add points late in the half, but now suddenly it's Summit Academy with the opportunity as they complete a pass, but it's going to be flags at the line of scrimmage. So it's very likely this is going to come back on a hold, so that play will not count. And this will put a dent in Summit Academy's effort here with 30 seconds now left in the half. Yeah, this will be marked back, much to the chagrin of the hometown crowd. Here's some boo birds out there. But half a minute to go. Summit Academy getting the interception. Had it at their own 30, at the San Juan 35 or thereabouts, and now it's back across the 40 to the 42. And we'll see what Preston McCoyak and the Bears offense does here. He throws on a slant and connects with his man. And it's like you said, Art, San Juan's giving him about 10 yards and playing deep, but that connection will send him down to the 25-yard line. So they get about 17 of those yards right there. And why is the clock stopping with 10 seconds to go?
They spiked it.
Oh, gotcha.
So it should have 11. They're going to put another second back on it.
Whoop. I'm on the wrong sheet here.
I would suppose. It had 12 when he actually snapped the ball, and so I would think 11, but hey, if it works out, they leave it at 10.
There you go.
So that brings up third down.
So 17-yard pass right there for Preston McCoyak, excuse me.
You usually think, 5 to 6 seconds for a play. So San Juan, if they can get them down inside the field of play, that'd be huge for you right now. I don't even care if you give it the first down. Just don't let them get out of bounds or in the end zone.
They'll send a man in motion. That's the man who just made that catch, and he's open on the far side. McCoyak will throw toward the end zone, and, man, that's going to be offensive pass interference as Nash Young is upended. He had a chance to pick that off, and now Young is shaken up on the play. And, again, the offensive pass interference is what's called here.
A good aggression there by Nash, and you go for the ball, you just can't go through the guy to get the ball.
Right. So Young was about to have a pick is what was going to happen there, and he's going to have to be helped off, I think, is what it looks like there as he.
Yeah, he's hurt that high ankle sprain again.
Yeah, he's come down hard on the ankle is what it looks like, and he's going to have to hobble off.
And now you've given 5 seconds, basically one play here to throw it to the end zone. If you're the Bears, if you're San Juan's D, you've really got to, and they're going to go for a field goal.
So how are they so deep here? They call defensive pass interference?
Yep.
My goodness. I am a little bit shocked. And Summit Academy has a great field goal kicker, so that is good. And that makes it 16-9 as number 5 boots it through. What a turn of events right there. Tug Wilbur makes that kick. And, boy, I'm still kind of stunned, Art. I guess I thought that was offensive pass interference, but it goes in favor of Summit Academy. I guess you explained it that whole time while I'm sitting over here in my own world, but Summit Academy hits the field goal from, I think that was from somewhere about, that was a 27-yarder, I guess, or 30-yarder, and that makes it 16-9 at the half. Time does expire, so we will take a break, and we'll return to Summit Academy High School to open the halftime show. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Oh, yeah, I got it. How to nourish plant. How to rescue plant. How to...
Ready to own a home across Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, delivers custom loans, great rates, and friendly advice. Sit with Britt and begin your journey today. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. San Juan Credit Union, your money, your future, your credit union.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more. For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Here at Utah-Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Welcome back finally to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale, Utah. You might notice it's a dark field out here. Someone has popped a breaker here somewhere, either in the booth or, I don't know, maybe all that sadness in the booth there at the end of the first half drew the power. But who knows? We may have to get the whole crowd with a bunch of, we may have to turn their phone lights on may have to have everybody point their trucks and their cars at the field for this second half. Right now, it's a dark party out there. I see that, Art, your clipboard is glowing like it's in a black light. That thing's beautiful. I love that. We can read off of that. But, yeah, the power went down here a moment ago, so thankfully we're connected via internet in a different way here, and we didn't lose the broadcast, but we got a lot of mentions to the sponsors there. We do welcome you back now. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair here as we open up the halftime show now, and it's a 16-9 lead for the San Juan Broncos. And we are brought to you tonight in part by Dependable Auto Repair. Count on their team of ASE certified technicians for all your auto service. Diamond Designs, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. And Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled nursing and rehab facility in a caring setting. And Art, we talked about it off mic here and off camera, but some offensive struggles in that first half for the San Juan Broncos. They find themselves only up by 7 points here as we head into the halftime period.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of the San Juan offense we've seen even this year, where they've had some grind-out games and they've just been able to come up and make plays, even with some mistakes. But tonight, Summit Academy has capitalized on those mistakes, and they've held San Juan largely in check offensively, just unable to get it going. So hopefully some adjustments made at halftime, some things switched up with how they're running some stuff, some looks they're giving, some fronts, and hopefully open up the offense a little bit here in the second half.
Yeah, and the Broncos will be getting the ball to start the third quarter, so that bodes a little bit better for them. But obviously turning it over twice in that first half, once turned into points there at the end of the half by Summit Academy on that 27-yard field goal from Tug Wilbur. And I'm assuming he's the coach's son, but yeah, field goal to end the first half, and so that's why we stand at 16-9. Looking at the first half stats, and we will start it off at the hometown squad. Summit Academy's Preston McCoyak, the junior quarterback. Let's see, I didn't count up his completion, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 12 is what I have him at in the first half, so 50%, 64 yards. He does have the one passing touchdown. He carried the ball for -3 yards on the sack in that first half. Liam Larson carried the ball 16 times for 55 yards in the first half, so obviously he's on pace to carry the ball 32 times here tonight. That's pretty outrageous. We'll see if that trend continues, but 55 yards for the senior. Aiden Matagi got a couple carries. That's a little bit more reasonable for 3 yards, and Matagi also has an 8-yard catch on the night. And let's see the other receivers for Summit Academy. Becca Meredith, 2 catches, 29 yards. Braden Dieters, 1 catch, 8 yards. Bo Edmonds caught the touchdown pass. He has 1 catch for the 16 yards. And Talon Taylor has 1 catch for 10 yards. For the San Juan Broncos, Bo Yeomans struggling a bit in that first half. He's 7 of 13 with 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions, 116 yards in the passing game so far. That 61-yard touchdown pass, of course, completed to Trip Palmer, who really caught the ball, Art, on the line of scrimmage and ran the ball the full 61 yards on that play. And that's exactly the play that you called for right before they ran it. I thought maybe you'd have something to say, but I guess not. You're just going to stare at me.
Keep going, buddy.
So Trip Palmer with 77 yards receiving on 3 catches in that first half. As the smell of popcorn or kettle corn is wafting up here to the roof right now. We do have the breeze coming out of the south at us. 3 carries, I should say, in the night for Bo Yeomans, 8 yards for the sophomore. And Jagger Neves continues to do work for San Juan. But, boy, Summit Academy's defense has really keyed on him well in that first half. And, Art, I don't know, 14 carries, 46 yards. He does have the 10-yard touchdown run. But what adjustments can you make in the San Juan running game to try to somehow confuse or defeat the Summit Academy D? They did a great job against Jagger in the first half.
Really, we talked about it a little off camera, maybe going to a little bit of that wildcat with Jagger in there at the quarterback position. But I think they need to try to get outside the tackle box. Summit Academy has done a tremendous job at clogging up those lanes inside the tackle boxes and not really giving a lot of running room for Jagger to find a crease and get to the next level. And so you may have to run some reverses. You may have to run that little shovel pass that San Juan has become, accustomed to over the last 4 or 5 years, and just open up your screen game, your little. Don't go away from your wide receiver screen. I know it worked one time and then got blown up another time, but I think it's there. You just need to get your blockers out there to contain and give your receiver space after he catches the ball. But I think you just need to go those high percentage plays, those little plays, and it may not be as thrilling as San Juan football usually is, going down the field for 60, 70 yards for a big play, but it's going to get you a high reward at the end if you can just get into moving the ball chunk by chunk down the field and finding the end zone.
Young quarterback in Bo Yeomans, and still kind of, I guess, trying to find his place in this world, if you will, in his 4th game. If you're a San Juan coach, what can you do to help instill that confidence in him mid-game in a game where he's throwing a couple interceptions in that first half?
Well, it's like I've said many times, you just got to give him high percentage throws. Going down the field right now is not in his wheelhouse. He's made some long throws. He's made some errant passes. He's just pushing, I think, the ball a little too hard down the field. He's trying to do too much. And so you give him those mid-range. I haven't seen a lot of comeback routes yet. I haven't seen a lot of quick slants.
Yeah.
And so maybe you run that into your offensive scheme to get the defense to start biting up, and then you go over the top. It's all about that chess match that coaches play with each other. You want to fool the defense and think, okay, we're going to go heavy run, heavy short pass, and then you go over the top. We've seen Summit Academy do that quite effectively on a couple of times, and you just kind of get that defense to creep up. I think that's what San Juan needs to do with their offense. Defensively, you got to get pressure on that quarterback. You've got to close down that outside. They are running off tackle, putting their foot in the dirt, trying to hit that B-C gap right there, and just getting 4 or 5 yards of carry. They're setting the edge well for Summit Academy. You've got to be able to blow that up with your outside. So make some adjustments there. But really, Summit Academy is only putting 6 guys, maybe 7 in the box. And so you should be able to put a hat on a hat that first level and get to that second level. And that's where Jagger's really good at making a move at that second level. So I'm sure there was a lot of conversation back and forth on how we're going to be successful. If it's me, I go ask my young quarterback, what plays are you comfortable with right now? I know this is what I want to do as the coach, but what plays are you comfortable with? Where are we comfortable with our run game, our pass game? And then you go from there, and then you open it up.
Well, it could be pretty exciting out here in the second half if they don't get the lights on out here. Right now, it's Friday night non-lights here at Summit Academy. We'll step aside, and we're assuming we're going to come back for the kickoff here in the third quarter. San Juan leads at 16-9 after one half of play. Stay with us. It is, we hope, Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you will learn real-world skills, explore your passions, and turn your talent into opportunity. Whether you are drawn to healthcare technology, trades, or design, CTE helps you take that next step with confidence, learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career, starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural health care, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. we offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair welcoming you in. The lights are back up here at Summit Academy High School, so we are set to get back underway with the Broncos leading the Summit Academy Bears 16-9, and San Juan set to receive the opening kick here in this third quarter. And the Broncos going to try to get the offense in gear in this second half as someone's playing keep away with the ref down here.
We had lights go out, so we had to wait for the lights, we had to wait for power, and now we have to wait for the game ball because they couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's amazing the difference that a set of lights make to a stadium. I mean, this sucker, we're going to have to start pulling cars up to shine their lights on the field for the second half. But thankfully the lights are back on, so we can get back underway, and hopefully they'll stay on for the remainder of the night as Summit Academy gets set to kick this away to San Juan. And again, the Broncos going to try to rectify their shortcomings offensively from the first half here in this second half as this ball bounces high at the 22. And it's going to be grabbed there by, was that Tripp Palmer? It did not look like Tripp, but then it looked like a number 5. I'm not sure who that, no, it's number 9, Nash Young. So good to see him back on the field after limping off. And we'll see what the San Juan offense has in store here to start this second half as they will begin just shy of their own 30.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments they made and what they where they went with as they look like they come out in two-back set.
And Art was talking about maybe a wildcat in this second half. We'll see. Right now it's the standard Bo Yeomans as he will hand off right side, and that's not Jagger, I don't believe, on the carry. No, it was Jace Razor. Okay, so he's going to get his first varsity touches, I believe.
And
here.
That's one of those things, Rat, when it's not working for your A guys, you bring in someone else, see if they key off of them, if it'll work. And they give it again to Jace.
And I think it was a 10-yard run on first down. And again, like you said, Jace Razor is going to grab it again, and he goes up just shy of midfield. They don't even have the chain set yet. And I think that's going to be back-to-back 10-yard runs for the senior.
Yeah, and a great play adjustment there by Coach Christensen. Hey, they're keying off of us here. we're going to make an adjustment. We're going to put 2 backs back there, and we're going to make you guess. And Jace Razor's made him pay 2 plays in a row here.
Yeah, so after this down, I'll ask my question again. They're going to go back to Jace Razor, and he busts it to the outside. And suddenly it's a curveball for this Summit Academy defense as he rattles off 15 yards into Summit Academy territory.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't even know he exists back there as he goes out now for a breather, and they go back. They bring in Big George McNaughton now to run that tight end formation set here. They go heavy left.
So that goes back to my question, Art. How do you adjust to? They did a great job keying on Jagger Neves in that first half. How do you adjust to confuse this defense? Well, you start running with a different guy.
Well, you put 2 backs in the backfield, and then it makes linebackers accountable for each side of their half of the field, and they can't just all be responsible for one guy. And so it's great coaching there by the offensive staff to come out and run that. I'd like to see him go back to it now. They still go big with that tight end set.
And Jagger Neves gets back-to-back handoffs here, and he's going to back his way inside the 10 for Summit Academy. So the Broncos right now to start off this third quarter running downhill. They'll move the chains again inside the 20.
And exactly what you want to do coming out of halftime is your run game has struggled a little. You come out and establish the heavy run by going big set heavy with 2 running backs in the formation, and now you come in with that tight end set. The San Juan likes to run your up back, and they've run that effectively. Jace Razor, man, comes in the game and goes for how many yards? 35 yards on 3 plays, and it's like they didn't even know he was out there.
Yeah, I tell you, it was almost like they just ignored him and let him run around the outside on that 15-yarder. But now Jagger Neves is back in full form, and, they force an early Summit Academy timeout here, just like in the first quarter. Here in this third quarter, Summit Academy has to burn a timeout now, just over a minute into this third quarter, as the Broncos are just smoking them down the field suddenly. And we'll see if they can continue. Obviously, the Bears trying to make an adjustment here.
Yeah, and I like that they have George McNaughton out there. Big body kid, strong kid, lead blocker coming up through there, just making big holes, and obviously something they've seen. They're like, hey, we need an extra hat out there.
And they're going to use him, just like you said, as Jagger Neves follows right behind him. He'll rumble down to the 16-yard line. That's a short pickup. That's the first or second short gain, I would say, on this drive. That's a pickup of 3 for Jagger Neves.
And they bring Jace Razor back in. And Jace is a good foot shorter than the quarterback and Jagger out there, so he might just get lost in the background.
Yeah, so Stetson Black out for the season, and suddenly Jace Razor gets the opportunity, and he is making Summit Academy's D pay as he goes down to the 5 right here. It'll be a 1st and goal for San Juan on another double-digit run for the senior.
I think he's just playing peekaboo back there. They just can't see him. And he's just making good cuts, and he's got good footwork, and he is just running with a lot of authority. Great play calling here by the offensive staff for San Juan.
He gets 2 yards right here. I mean, he is short, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but they're going to go to the outside now. Bo Yeomans dials his own number and rumbles into the end zone, so he gave it to a couple different running backs to get him down the field, and then Yeomans says, I'd like to get all the glory here on the final play and run it in myself. He does so from 4 yards out, and it's the 3rd touchdown of the night for the San Juan Broncos. That was a very convincing opening drive for San Juan here in this second half.
We talked about it a little earlier about your setting up stuff, your running stuff to complement something coming out, and here they run that little reverse on the 2-point to Palmer, to Brig Palmer, and he gets in for 2. But that's exactly what you did right there at that offensive run. They gave it to Jace up the middle, off that double set pro formation back there, and then they bring in George McNaughton, and they run heavy. And what do you think they're going to just keep doing it? They fake it, that Bo Jagger pitch, they just kept faking it, and then you get the defense creeping up, you get them hungry to make a tackle on Jace, and what do? They pop it outside, and that's exactly how football is supposed to work. You set up what you want to do by running a play over and over and over again, getting the defense to lull them to sleep, and then you hit them with the big outside move.
I love what you get on the 2-point conversion there as you watch the replay on StreamUtah.Live. You can tell that's a coach operating that camera down there. He knew where that reverse was going, and he never had the camera off Brig Palmer on that 2-point try, even though that was a little trickeration down there. So the Broncos increased their lead to 24-9. We're a couple minutes into the second half as they get ready to kick it off. We'll step aside real quick. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Ready to own a home across Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, delivers custom loans, great rates, and friendly advice. Sit with Britt and begin your journey today. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We appreciate a listener updating us tonight as Summit Academy, we'll get to it here in just a second. The Bears starting from just outside their own 10 after a bit of a muffed kickoff return. And we're not certain how that wasn't a touchback, which would have benefited the Bears, but that ball was received inbounds and then run back into the end zone, we thought. But here's a carry for, I'm assuming, Larson. It was indeed, and looks like 5 yards for him. But thank you to a listener for updating us. Jace Razor is a junior, not a senior, so my apologies there. And Larson picks up right where he left off, just 5 yards a pop basically for him every carry. And now they'll go on the ground again on second down and a couple yards here. And it looks like it was a number 21 carrying, 31. Liam Larson again on the carry.
31.
So a couple yards for him that time.
And tackled by Jace Razor, who got in there from his backer spot, just flew in there, made that tackle.
Man, he's got a fire lit under him now that he's gotten a chance to carry the rock. Third down here for Summit Academy, a big one for both of these teams. Broncos looking to force the fourth down here. Ball right at the Summit Academy 20. As McCoyak will throw complete over the right side, and that will move the chains. A nice first down out to the 30. That's a big 10-yard pickup for the Summit Academy offense. And his first completion of the second half. Sometimes I like dim lighting in the booth, but man, I could use some light out here tonight, it turns out.
Dark up here, and I'm already blind.
I can't see. So that's a catch for number 19. I'll have to, we got his name here. I'll see if I can throw down 10 on his name as McCoyak will look to throw again. He has a lot of time. Throws over the middle. It's complete, and it's complete again to the same man. And he's going to break it down the middle, down inside the 25, all the way down to the 20 before he's finally brought down by the San Juan D, but a huge gain for the Summit Academy offense.
And he's down holding his left ankle, but he's good now. But yeah, great pass there and great catch. Got the San Juan defender going for the ball and not the tackle. And unfortunately for him, when you go for the ball and you don't get it, you're going to give up a lot more yardage.
And it's a 49-yard pass from Preston McCoyak to Bo Edmonds. And gone are the days when parents apparently spell their kids' names B-O, standard for Bo. Nowadays it's B-E-A-U.
That's right.
As we know on the San Juan Broncos squad, and also for Bo Edmonds. And they'll send a man in motion now. They're in business, knocking on the door to the San Juan red zone. McCoyak is flushed out of the pocket, but George McNaughton can't add to his sack total on the year. He does get the hurry here, though, and McCoyak just has to throw it out of bounds on the far side, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, if you can't get the sack, what you want to do is obviously force the quarterback to just throw it away. Perfect for George. I know you want to get that stat, but, man, you still want to bring up second down here.
Yeah, and whoever was last in pursuit of the quarterback there got a free tackle as he threw it out of bounds. And so it'll be 2nd and 10 for Summit Academy just outside the San Juan red zone at the 21. Trying to answer the Broncos' opening volley in this third quarter. San Juan up 24-9, 7:45 to go in this third quarter. And McCoyak will throw high toward the end zone. It is incomplete. Man, that was right on the money. And McCoyak's intended receiver could not haul it in. That was a great pattern. They had San Juan beat, and he just couldn't bring it in. And it looks like that was number 0, Beckham Meredith. I got to get right in the right position to catch some light here to see this. But
yeah, good defense if you're Brig Palmer out there. You get your hand up, you're running step for step. That's a hard position to be in when such a good pass comes. Luckily for them, it falls incomplete.
And that will be 3rd and 10 at the 21 for Summit Academy. They're going to try to go to the air again. And once again, McCoyak is flushed out. This time, George McNaughton catches him from behind and sacks him for a 9-yard loss.
Yeah, huge sack there for George, and we'll see if they come out with their field goal team, see what kind of leg they think their kicker has, or if they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 15. But huge momentum sack there for George McNaughton.
And they'll mark him with forward progress, a 7-yard sack. And, yeah, it's weird to hear that, what you said, Art. We'll see if they bring the field goal team out. This will be a long attempt. I think they're just going to run the offense.
And if you're San Juan, you've got to defend the first down line first and then the goal line. So prioritize on their quick outs.
It's a 4th down and about 18. McCoyak has time. Throws over the middle, complete. Meredith on the catch. He's battling for the first down. And about 9 Broncos are still battling to bring him down, and they finally do. I believe they have forced the turnover on downs. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, forward progress from wherever that sideline judge is will determine it here. But, man, it took them a long time to blow that whistle.
Man.
After he was wrapped up, and it will be turnover on down, San Juan ball, 1st and 10.
Wow, that was a 17-yard pass, almost to the sticks. That was a yard shy of what they required, so a big stop for the San Juan D. That could have been a huge swing moment in this 3rd quarter with the Broncos just going up by 3 touchdowns. And now they get the ball back. If Summit Academy had been able to answer there, that would have changed things a little bit. Now the Broncos have to battle starting from their own 12-yard line. And Bo Yeomans will hand off. It's Jace Razor. He will get to the outside and has some blocking. He'll cut it back to the middle of the field now, and he gets down near the 40 at the 38 as the junior has really turned it on in this 3rd quarter.
And you love the fact that he stays in bounds, he gets north and south, and he's not going to run out of bounds. He's going to take the hit.
Right.
You love that out of your running back, man. He just runs square at the defense.
26-yard run for the junior. And they go hurry up, no surprise there, and right up the middle on a handoff. And boy, slow whistles again here, as I'm assuming that's Razor on the carry. It is. No gain on this run as they clogged up the middle. So 2nd down and 10 from the 38.
Yeah, I think this is your perfect time to do that little fake to Razor and counter here to Neves coming around the backside.
Bo Yeomans tried some play action in the backfield. Not a whole lot of action, but he'll throw complete. What a catch by Trip Palmer inside the Summit Academy 30. He hangs on to the ball and battles his way down to the 10. And a big-time gain for San Juan, 50 yards.
A great play call. And Tripp comes back and battles for that ball and goes up and high points it and just takes that thing out of the air. And that's the difference in the first half and this half, is just that aggressive mindset that San Juan has.
That was a beautiful ball that only Tripp could catch with his size. Now Jagger Neves back in the game will take a handoff, and he'll rumble ahead for 3 yards off right tackle.
Tried to do that spin move, and his feet gave out on that turf.
And the Broncos taking a little time here on 2nd down.
5:31 left in the 3rd quarter.
And the Broncos up 24-9. Yeomans. And we'll dump it toward the corner. And Trip Palmer makes the catch in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan, and they'll go up 30-9 with 5:19 to go in the 3rd. And San Juan has strung together back-to-back TDs now to start out this 2nd half.
And that's that play I wanted to see in the first half, where you get Tripp over there isolated. He's got a good 1.5 feet on the defensive back, and you just got to throw that corner up to him, that little fade route, and let him go get the ball, and he did it perfectly on that touchdown.
Yeah, that's that basketball skill from Trip Palmer as he just goes up. He's got that size, length they call it, and he goes up and gets the jump ball right there. Bo Yeoman's pass into the end zone on the 2-point try is batted down at the line. So for the first time tonight, the Broncos fail to add an extra point here, and it will remain 30-9, 5:19 to go in the 3rd quarter now. The Broncos have stretched their lead a little bit up to 21 points. We'll take a break and return to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Planning a weekend project? Red Zay's Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the Broncos kick it away. Some hard hitting in there. And a return, hard-earned return out to the 26 for Summit Academy. And that's where the Bears will start at their own 26. And Summit Academy now, Art, desperately looking for a score here, trying to prevent this game from getting out of hand after the Broncos have scored a couple of unanswered touchdowns here to start out this third quarter.
Yeah, momentum shift for sure in the San Juan getting the ball where they don't. They get the ball in the first half. Exactly what they need in this game. Who knew that they would need the ball the second half to get going. Now defensively, another shutout here, another big stop. This defense has been playing pretty big.
And Larson will get the handoff on first down for the Bears. He gets a couple yards off left tackle. He's up to 64 on the night now. And 19 carries for the senior on the evening as Preston McCoyak hands it to him. And Summit Academy, I should say, will take their time in the huddle here. Clock is running under 5 minutes now to go in this third quarter. Broncos have stretched out a 30-9 lead here. Summit Academy trying to answer, looking for their first touchdown of the second half. McCoyak is flushed out of the pocket. Now he's got a little room to run. Scampers to the sideline across the 30 to the 32. And that's only going to be a pickup of 3 yards, and it will be third down and still about 5 to go.
Yeah, great play there on defense by Thomas Harden from that outside position. He just works out there, doesn't come up and make a tackle, but just keeps the quarterback in front of him and uses that 12th man in the sideline to make the tackle so that he can't get downfield, can't cut it up. Great defensive recognition there by Thomas Harden.
So big third down for both of these teams. The Broncos looking to string together back-to-back stops here on Summit Academy, get that ball back and try to add a third straight touchdown. Summit Academy, of course, looking to convert third down here, but from their own 32-yard line, and they're going to be called for some sort of a penalty here, delay a game. Well, I wonder, they've been taking a lot of time in the huddle, so that is not going to help their cause. That'll make it 3rd and 10 back at their own 27-yard line now.
Yeah, and the penalty, San Juan's had 2 penalties, 2 big penalties and pass interferences, but that is now the 8th penalty on Summit Academy. So a little bit of discipline. They've played a good game, but some things have really hurt them.
You heard Coach Wilbur talking about stupid mistakes in the pre-game interview tonight, and now the Broncos are going to sack the quarterback again. George McNaughton, his 3rd sack of the night as he gets into the backfield, and that will force a 4th down and long. That's going to be a loss of 4 on McNaughton's 4th sack.
Yeah, great, and he actually gets held there, flips the lineman that's holding him down to the ground, and still makes the sack.
And now Summit Academy will be forced to punt it away again. So the Broncos do get the stop here. We'll see. It would be...
The wind is blowing towards the punter.
Yeah.
Do we see a backwards punt here?
We've seen it before, but I dare say the Broncos know what to do on that play now, probably for the next 20 years. As Jagger Neves will receive the punt, and look at the speed and power as he goes down the far sideline right back into Summit Academy territory inside the 35 to the 34 with the return.
Great return, but even a better recognition by George McNaughton if you're watching replay coming up here. He could have laid the wood on that guy to make on that Summit Academy kid, but he realizes that if he does, that's going to be a penalty. He lays off. Perfect recognition, and that's just being a smart football player right there in those situations.
I don't believe I would have wanted to be the man who had to stand in front of Jagger to make that stop after he gathered so much speed and was just running right at you. There's a false start on San Juan, and so that will mark it back 5 yards. Uncharacteristic for cash money on that one, but hey, The Broncos like a little bit more field to play with here with the offense. First and 15 now from the 39.
I like how coaches stayed in that pro set formation with Neves and Razorback here to make the defensive linemen and running backs or linebackers think, hey, where's my side? Where am I going to here?
I think you just coined a term. I don't know that you heard yours. Well, there's going to be an interception. Was that Jagger Neves who was actually throwing the ball that time?
No.
Bo Yeomans tried to dump it over the middle, and it's going to be picked for the third time tonight and returned all the way back inside the San Juan 35. And so you talk about flipping the field. That's a tough break for the Broncos there.
And if you're going to throw a pick, you might as well go clean it up yourself and get the tackle, which is exactly what Bo Yeomans does. He chases that interception down from the backside to bring down big number 45 before he gets in the end zone. Summit Academy now, 3:21 left in the third quarter as they have a little bit of momentum and great field position.
They'll have 1st and 10 from the San Juan 34. I was about to say, unfortunately, got overruled a little bit by that play, but you said Razorback. You called Razorback there, but you might have coined a term. As Preston Preston McCowiak, it's hard to get that in my mouth, throws a touchdown from the 34. I got to see who makes the catch. It looks like it was Meredith, number 0.
Yep,
I've got to get his first name, Beckham Meredith on a beautiful catch. And I guess they say he tucked it inside the pylon there as he was knocked out by a couple of Broncos. And a 34-yard touchdown pass as McCowiak and the Summit Academy Bears make San Juan pay for the third interception of the night. Wow, a quick strike for the Bears. Becca Meredith with 4 catches now. I'll have to compute his yardage, but that's a big one. Obviously the biggest of the night to this point. 46 plus, 70, 80 yards for him now. 80 yards for Meredith on that catch unofficially. And the Bears, I believe, add the 2 points here, so that makes it 30-17. And look out, Summit Academy not going anywhere. And a huge swing of momentum as the Broncos got the ball back, got a great kick return, or punt return, I should say, from Jagger Neves, but suddenly the turnover flips the field, and Summit Academy strikes quickly and makes this a 13-point game.
Yeah, great play there by Summit Academy on the pick and run, and then a great play there to get in the end zone, and then the 2-point conversion, and just everything working for them on that drive where it hadn't to start the third quarter.
3:13 left in this third frame. The Broncos up 30-17. We'll step aside and return to Summit Academy in Bluffdale. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Welcome back live to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale as the Summit Academy Bears score to make it 30-17 in favor of San Juan. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And Jagger Neves returns the ensuing kickoff back to the 17, so the Broncos starting fairly deep in their own territory. Come out with that double running back set again, and this time the handoff will go to Neves, and he rumbles himself to the outside and goes down the sideline and is still on his feet all the way down inside the 40, and now a late flag here.
On Neves, going to be a taunting, unsportsmanlike.
And so that will partially erase what was an amazing run
Yeah, you got to keep composure after a big play like that. You act like you've been there before, and that's just normal everyday stuff for you. You can't get in the guy's face. I know you want to, but you can't do it because now you just cost your team 15 yards.
Yeah, that's a 45-yard run, but 15 of it's coming back. And so we'll wait for them to mark this off. And that will still be a first down for San Juan, but it's going to go back into Bronco territory with 2:54 to go in this third quarter. So lots of time still in this game, almost 15 total minutes still remaining. Broncos do have the ball. They've got a 13-point lead, but boy, Art, we've seen it these past, I think, all 3 games so far in this year. The Broncos have played with the lead in these games, but these opponents just won't go away. They just keep hanging in there and causing problems.
And you're doing a lot of stuff to let them hang in, too, honestly, Rhett.
Yeah. Well, here's that reverse pitch or that shuttle pass. Brig Palmer's going to take it for some good yardage all the way down to the Summit Academy 35. That is a big gain of 20 yards real quick as they get that yardage back.
And a guy that you haven't seen in the offense yet, so way to get more players involved when you're having issues and different things going on. They're keying off of certain players. You want to get some of these other guys involved in the playmaking to see if they'll step up, but also to give you a chance. And great run there by Brig Palmer.
That puts San Juan in business. A 1st and 10 at the Summit Academy 35. Yeomans will hand off up the middle on this, or was that same? No, that was a handoff to Jace Razor. And the junior carries for about 3 yards. Summit Academy may have finally figured out that kid's in the ball game here.
Yeah, but still positive yardage is positive yardage.
And that's a 3-yard carry for the junior. So make it a 2nd down and 7, just outside the Summit Academy 30. Yeomans will hand off to the second man. Jace Razor blocks for Jagger Neves, who streaks up the middle and goes all the way down to the 2. It'll be a 1st and goal for San Juan.
And no flags, so here we go, 1st and goal with 1:53 left in the third quarter.
25 yards for the senior. And the Broncos really knocking on the door now, going to try to punch in their 3rd touchdown of this third quarter. Neves will get the carry again, and he does rumble right in. And it's a touchdown, San Juan. Flags come in late. It is 36-17. The touchdown is going to stand, I would assume. That's a late flag after the whistle. We'll see if it's another discipline situation here for San Juan or if it's something on Summit Academy.
Yep, after the play, personal foul.
I can actually hear the ref, yeah. So that's back-to-back personal fouls after the play on San Juan. I'd say that is not a good trend for the Broncos. Let me take a look here and see. Oh, they cut away just at the time we would have seen what went on there. But, yeah, I'm not sure. After the whistle, something was said or done right here. And it looks like it was somewhere at the line of scrimmage, not necessarily from Jagger Neves that time. So the 2-point try is going to come from outside the 15-yard line. And a hush has really fallen over the stands here.
So they've given the touchdown on the board over here. I never see an official give the signal, but he did say after the play. So
right. Yeah, I think folks here are trying to think that shouldn't have been a touchdown, but it is. This is a 2-point try. Yeomans guns it over the middle. A lot of contact in there.
No kidding.
No penalty on the 2-point try. They let it go. Brig Palmer looking back at the ref there.
I mean, if you're going to call it one way, you got to call it the other way, and you can't stand there and let the guy run into you. You got to give him the space.
So it remains 36-17, 1:44 left in what has been an eventful third quarter. We'll take a break and return to Summit Academy. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions. keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Back to action here after the San Juan TD. They're up 36-17. Summit Academy on a kick return here. There is a DDT as there's a nice tackle there by San Juan. That's right out of the WWE right there at the 25-yard line. That was a thing of beauty. You're going to have to call it.
I ain't calling it. You give him credit.
Okay.
I don't want to be.
I've got to switch over here, and that's a heck of a tackle that time. Oh, yeah, that's right, Cameron Adair. I'm not used to calling his name. I like the fact that he's even in the game. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the DDT. I could tell what you've been teaching at home right there, buddy. That was awesome. Picked him up and threw him down on his head. That was a thing of beauty. Nice. That's what that weightlifting will do for you right there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Summit Academy as Larson busts it to the outside. And that's a quick 8 yards down around the 35-yard line. Looks like they'll spot him at the 34, 7-yard run.
I don't know if you've noticed the last couple of plays, but it is getting a little chippy down there. I mean, these are two teams that definitely want the W.
Don't like each other.
They're been foes for quite some time. And I tell you, down there in the trenches, Rhett, after each play, it's getting a little bit edgy.
Indeed. I was about to make the same statement myself. As Larson takes a handoff up the middle again, yeah, people are starting to get thrown around, and we'll see what this turns into. We've still got an entire quarter plus in this game.
Yeah,
so
they pick up the first down with number 31 there, Rhett.
Yeah, Larson ahead for a few yards, and that'll move the chains. I'm going to say that's about a 4-yard run there. So he's into the next column. That's 21 carries for him now.
Come up almost on a minute here left in the third quarter, so a couple more plays maybe in this quarter before we go to the final 4.
As McCoyak works from the shotgun here. He drops back, looking pass all the way. Throws incomplete over on the near side as Meredith couldn't handle that as he was diving. That was a fine effort from Meredith, but unable to haul that in. And the incompletion will make it 2nd and 10. They've got the ball at their own 38-yard line. And so McCoyak walks them back to the line of scrimmage here. A lot of time now that the clock stops. 58 seconds to go in this third quarter. 36-17 in favor of San Juan. Larson will get the handoff, but catching up to him from behind,
George McNaughton.
So McNaughton, boy, he spends a lot of time in the opposition's backfield, man.
Yeah, he definitely gets to know the running backs, in their own territory. He is just a firecracker, man. He's a big kid, too. You look down there, and that kid, he eats 45-pound weight plates for breakfast, I'll guarantee you.
Big third down here for Summit Academy and the San Juan D. 3rd and 12. McCoyak has to pick the ball up off the turf, has to throw as he's falling backwards. And a good effort over there by the intended receiver, but thrown at his toes, incomplete. And so now, looks like they're going to bring the punt team on. But I was going to say a decision time here. Still a lot of time left this game, I guess, and
yeah,
they're right in it. But
I think if they were, on the San Juan side of the field or even at midfield, you may thinking about going for this. But you're 4th and 12, on your own 36. Yeah, you've got to pin San Juan deep and hope your defense can get off the field and put your offense in a better position.
Punting into the wind again, but, man, this kid can kick the ball. It's going to take a San Juan bounce, though. Now they're going to let it see if it's going to decide to go Summit Academy's way, and it does. So they buy an extra yard out of waiting there. And San Juan will start from their own 32-yard line. So Summit Academy can't get any production on that possession.
10 seconds left in this quarter, Rhett.
Man, there has been some chess in this game. There have been some explosiveness, but there's been some back and forth of just biding your time and playing defense. And
well, there have been some huge adjustments on the San Juan side as this game looked like Summit Academy was getting a lot of steam going into halftime. And San Juan coaching staff, I've said it once, said it 1,000 times, they are great at what they do. And they went in and made some huge adjustments as Jace Razor gets the ball and makes a good cut.
Wow, he goes up the middle. He's going to be dragged down from behind finally, but not before he rumbles ahead for 20-plus yards off the right side. Man, this kid has been a real fire for the San Juan offense in the second half. 22-yard run for the junior.
Yeah, you lose Stetson Black to a season-ending injury, and you're who we're going to get to replace him back there. And I think San Juan's found their number 2 back in Jace Razor going forward, because he has just found those gaps and just shimmied through them and got huge chunks of yards on only 4 or 5 carries.
Yeah, he made a guy miss. Somebody hit him at the line of scrimmage there for Summit Academy, but they had to catch him from behind, streaking down the field. And so good second effort there from Jace Razor. Man, he has just been impressive since he came in to begin the third quarter. And that's the end of the third quarter, speaking of. So they'll flip fields here. We'll step aside and we'll return for the start of the fourth. 36-17 in favor of the San Juan Broncos on Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top-quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Welcome back to Summit Academy High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we open the fourth quarter, and Jagger Neves runs for 3 yards off left guard to begin the frame. San Juan has a 2nd down and 7 as Bo Yeomans drops back to pass. He'll air one out to the left side into double coverage, and the pass that time was underthrown, intended for Trip Palmer. Thankfully for San Juan, bounces off the backs of a couple of defenders for Summit Academy, incomplete.
Got to give credit to Summit Academy's safety back there, because he was playing way up. They were only about 10, 11 yards deep in that cover 2. And, man, he put on the jets. I was just going to say, man, you got Trip out there, ISO 1. He's, on the long side to the field and throw it up to him. And that safety, he just cut back there.
The man of the hour is going to get the handoff, and he'll go right up the gut to the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. Jace Razor, no flags on the play. He goes for 46 yards, and the Broncos score their 4th touchdown of the second half. It's 42-17.
Wow, Jace Razor, it's just like he's their kryptonite. They touch him, but they can't bring him down, and if they do, it's after 10, 12 yards, and that time he just splits the seam, gets up through there, and busts how many tackles? 1, 2, outruns 3 other guys.
Man, he's just like a ball of dynamite running down the field there. And that's just impressive what he has offered the San Juan offense in this second half. And right there, he finally gets the actual production on the stat sheet as Bo Yeomans throws into the corner of the end zone over there, incomplete. Good coverage by the Summit Academy D on the 2-point try. So back-to-back failures on PATs for San Juan. And it remains 42-17, but suddenly on the scoreboard, San Juan has stretched a pretty decent lead with 11:20 left in this game.
Yeah, great play there by Jace Razor. He has been that spark they've needed this second half. But kudos to the offensive coaching staff for coming up and saying, hey, we've got to do something different. What do we got? And they go to Jace Razor in that pro set formation, and he has just been the Achilles heel, the kryptonite to the Summit Academy Bears defense.
He's got 145 yards on 10 carries in the second half alone. So, and I'm not sure did they get the 2-point try again?
No, they redid it. Obviously, there must have been a penalty. I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
I was too busy talking.
Yeah,
we're
yapping about Jace Razor.
I wasn't paying attention, but they ran it again. So obviously, they didn't get it the second time.
Didn't get it again. All right. So nothing changed. I've got to change the color of that stat because that's a fourth quarter touchdown. So. Yeah, 140 yards rushing on 10 carries for Jace Razor. Depending on how this thing turns out, I think I know who he might like to talk to player-wise at the end of this game tonight.
Problem is getting
We'll see if anyone can get up here. Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't think we've ever done a post-game interview at this place, so we'll see. But San Juan up 42-17 now, 11:20 left in this game. Let me pause and let you know that Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part tonight by Jones & DeMille Engineering. From infrastructure to quality of life, They are engineering the future of rural communities. Napa Motor Parts, get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello. San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. And Westcott Motors, San Juan County's source for quality, affordable vehicles. Westcott-motors.com. Let me tell you what, car passed us today at some point on the trip up here. Little Westcott Motors license plate on the back of it. So
right on.
And I can't remember. We were way far away from San Juan County when they passed us. I was like, hey, those guys are on my sheet. Was it you guys? Do you guys? Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
So I just got word that there was a defensive holding on the first 2-point try. So San Juan.
At least someone's watching the game for us. Thanks, whoever that was.
Well, that's tough. He's
there you go.
Not here to do stats for us, so
yeah,
he has to watch us online.
He won't help us in one way, so he can help us in another way. At least it's not a public throwdown, though. 1st and 10 for Summit Academy, starting at their own 30 after a decent kick return. And now, obviously, the Bears in desperate need of some points on this San Juan D. And they get a nice 9-yard pass complete to the near side. I've got to get my sheet right here. Man, it's just a tough life, tough job here, flipping sheets around with fast-moving offenses. 9-yard pass that time from McCowiak to Griffin. I think it's Scheinall, his first catch of the night. It's kind of funny. We asked some of the local people here how to pronounce names, and
they don't know
one
either.
of the staff members said, don't ask me. Here's a long pass from McCowiak. Oh, they're going to throw a late flag on this play. San Juan player thought he had defended cleanly.
I thought his arms were outstretched in front, not even holding. He was just had his hands out in front. I was looking at it through binoculars. I watched the replay, but I don't see a pass interference there. He didn't impede his progression. He didn't grab. He didn't hold. His arms are just out in front. They're not even. His hands are even facing away from the body. Just a terrible call. We'll give that the first terrible call of the season.
We can invite that ref up to talk to him post-game.
See if he needs some. I can give him my glasses. They work fairly good. But yeah, that was a terrible call. I haven't.
How do you feel about that?
I haven't got on the refs at all this year.
Not at all.
Week 4.
We haven't had any reason.
And then he's got to go throw a flag on a phantom.
It looked like he had waited his whole life to throw that flag. 10.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. 42-17 for San Juan. And ball at the 45 of San Juan after that penalty. That is a new set of downs for the Bears. And now Larson will get the handoff, and he'll rumble ahead into a crowd of San Juan defenders. Maybe 3 yards for the senior.
Yeah, if you got to run into Cash Palmer and Remy Walcott, you know that you're going to wake up the next morning needing an ice bath and a good rub down, because those two big guys, they can hit.
Yep. 2nd down and 7 for the Summit Academy Bears, who need 25 points to tie this thing up. Larson will get the handoff again as they try to spring him to the outside. He does cut the corner over there, and he gets right to the line to gain. And with the spot, we'll see if that moves the chains. They're going to say 3rd down. Boy, I thought that is 1st down yardage, but they're not going to move it. Now the ref will step into the middle of the field. They will move the chains.
Well, I don't know how you do that. The side judge that comes in and spots the ball calls 3rd down from his spot. That's his call, not the head official. And then the head official comes in and respots the ball. Man, I tell you, it's getting hard to beat.
I was going to say, I think I know how it happens, Art, and I don't know. I think there have been a couple beefs lately. Now flags fly in the Summit Academy backfield as McCowiak throws it downfield, incomplete, all the way at the goal line, but I think there's going to be some sort of illegal block in the backfield. You're getting ready to jump off the top.
It's going to be a holding call to make up for that. I'm going to move the ball 6 inches forward and give you a 1st down. I
believe the phrase make-up call was just uttered here during the Friday Night Lights broadcast. And it will go against Summit Academy. That'll mark them back 10. So that's a big penalty. That will make it 1st down and 20 back at back at the San Juan 45. So Bears need to get down to the 25 to move the chains here. And a lot of times, if teams can't recover, obviously these type of penalties are what end drives. And we'll see. The Broncos looking for a stop to start trying to begin putting nails into a coffin here tonight. Boy, Wakowiak threw that way over his intended receiver's head, incomplete downfield. I don't know if that was a miscue with the receiver on the pattern or a bit of panic from Wakowiak in the backfield there.
I'm thinking panic and a little pressure there. He could feel the footsteps coming, Big George McNaughton, and he's like,
George breathing.
I'm just getting this down the seam, and hopefully with somebody with a black jersey runs in front of it.
2nd down and 20 now for Summit Academy at the San Juan 45 after the incompletion. So clock stops with 9:25 left in the game. 42-17 in favor of San Juan, who have scored 4 touchdowns in this second half. This was a close game at halftime. And now the ball thrown over the head of the intended receiver, Bo Edmonds. I thought that was a catchable ball, but apparently too far up top for Edmonds.
Yeah, anytime your quarterback's running forward into the pocket like he's going to take the ball and take off, and then he sees a receiver and throws it, man, he's got a lot of momentum in that pass.
Yeah.
And they're just hard to complete.
Yeah, that was a missile, that's for sure. And so 3rd down and 20. Clock stops with 9:19 left in the game. And the Broncos leading by 25. Summit Academy with the ball. 4-down territory, I would assume, here. And Wakowiak, wow, did a great job to stay in that pocket, step up, and now gets free down the sideline to the 30. That's going to be a late tackle out of bounds. Mental mistake by the San Juan D there, and that will give Summit Academy a 1st down.
I think if you watch the replay, Rhett, the tackle actually was initiated inbounds, and the momentum just carried him out.
Right.
The defender's feet are still in bounds here when he dives. How does he know he's going to go out of bounds? He could cut it up, cut inside, so he's trying to make a play. That's just another – it's like the refs have decided this fourth quarter is going to be back-to-back-to-back terrible calls. Maybe they had maybe they had something at the – maybe they went over there and ate one of those freak dogs from the – and they're not feeling good.
The coach is starting to come out in my color man here tonight.
Yeah, just keep it fair, man. Call the game as fair as you can. There's going to be mistakes, but when you're doing back-to-back calls against a team that's up 42-17, I kind of find some favoritism in that. And that'll be the end of it for me.
All right, well, that does move the chains down to the San Juan 16. We can get these other coaches to get on the mic and second your sentiments, I think. As Wakowiak will throw into the end zone incomplete, and this time Bo Edmonds wipes out, and he's asking for another flag in there. I mean, you know, at some point they run out of flags. That ball ended up in the soccer net as well, the soccer goal way back there. And so 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 16 of San Juan for Summit Academy. Again, trying to catch back up. The Broncos have jumped out to a 25 or stretched their lead to 25 points with an excellent offensive outpouring in the second half. Really kind of on the shoulders of Jace Razor, who has come in as the 2nd-string running back in this second half and has been just unbelievable. He definitely was the ace in the hole for the Broncos. So I don't know if he'll be secret from here on out, but he has been, like you said, Art, the kryptonite tonight. There is Larson right up the middle for a 16-yard touchdown run for Summit Academy, though. Liam Larson, the senior, and hold everything as the Bears answer, make it 42-23. They're going to try to make this 42-25 and get back to within 17 points, as San Juan opponents just continue to hang around, and 9:02 left in this game. $16-yard TD run for the senior. So he's got 99 yards rushing finally, 25 carries. And we'll see what they do on the 2-point try. Rolling out is Wakowiak. A lot of traffic in the end zone, and someone is wide open at the back line, and that is Edmonds. Bo Edmonds makes a catch all alone back there, so they do convert the 2 and make it an 8-point score, 42-25. Summit Academy back to within 17. And we talked or mentioned an onside kick earlier on. Is this the time that you see one right here?
Well, it looks like they're going back, sorry. Looks like they're going back to do the
it looks
PAT,
like,
so there must have been a penalty.
This is back-to-back penalties that we've missed, yeah. So never mind. Make it 42-23. The clock operator or score operator hasn't taken the points off, so if they score this, now they take it off. I was going to say, if they score this, are they going to make it 42-27? There's an outstanding diving effort over on the far side, but it's outside. It looks like it wasn't caught anyway. But Meredith almost hauled that in. If he did catch it, it would have still been not in the end zone, so it wouldn't have been for 2. So they are not able to. That's a little bit of a swing right there. That's a 4-point swing. As instead of 42-25, it remains 42-23. And so they're within 19. So that makes it still a 3-possession game with 9:02 left. That also took a couple extra seconds off the clock as well. And I don't know, do you run the clock on 2-point tries? I think they ran the clock there, and I don't know if you're supposed to. But,
no, it's an untimed down.
Well, that's what I thought, but I think they ran some time off right. The clock operator has had some struggles tonight.
Benefits us in that situation.
It does.
So we'll tell him.
And I'm guessing we're probably going to see an onside kick right here, with Summit Academy coming back out on the field to boot this away. So the Broncos have got to be prepared for that. And they are coming up to midfield here a little bit tighter.
Here's a score update for you people that are interested. Beaver got beat tonight by Duchesne 23-24.
Wow.
So I know that's in the 1A, but Beaver got beat by Duchesne tonight.
Yeah,
and everybody thought Beaver was invincible in the 1A. So
that's pretty major. That does end the second longest winning streak in the state. Here's the onside try, and an outstanding job by Cameron Adair to slide in there and make a beautiful catch at midfield, like he's done that all his life, and secures possession for San Juan. I know that when you're not going to say the kid's name, it's going to be Cameron, because, I love the humility. But couple of great plays. One was the DDT on a kid, gave him the old Hogan, and here he slides up and deftly secures the football for San Juan. That's a special teams genius you got there.
Onside kickaroo, huh?
I'll tell you what, man, that's a beauty.
I've been saying that in the last 4 kickoffs are going to run the onside.
Well, Jagger Neves doesn't want to be upstaged. He's going to rattle off a bunch of yards for San Juan. That's going to go for 18 and move the chains as he gets it down to the Summit Academy 31 on first down. So Jagger says, I'm tired of this Jace Razor kid coming in here and running downfield. It's my turn again, so he'll get a few yards. And Razor's going to get the handoff this time, as he'll go off right guard for a few, maybe 3 for the San Juan Broncos.
And I love the momentum here and the play calling, because typically you'd see San Juan aired it out, going downfield, trying to score big, and they've kind of figured out tonight that, hey, that passing game just not there, but the running game is helping us. We're also moving the clock, and we're keeping our lead, so let's just keep doing what's working for us.
Tell you what, man, the Broncos have themselves a bit of a two-headed monster again here. Art has just kind of revealed itself here tonight. We'll see if that continues for the rest of the year, but kind of going back and forth between running backs right now as Jagger Neves rumbles ahead for 4 yards right up the middle. A yard shy of a first down at the Summit Academy 23. Man, I have not been able to add any yardage for a long time as George McNaughton goes off. So you've been seeing George McNaughton on offense. We mentioned that a little bit earlier, and that has been part of the shakeup tonight. Broncos have had to make a bunch of adjustments tonight against this Summit Academy D and have done it very well.
7:30 on the clock.
But still, Summit Academy still hanging in there as Jace Razor gets a handoff. He's wrapped up and takes a hit. I think Summit Academy is going to stop him short. It will be a fourth down, no gain on that run. So the Broncos still need a yard here.
Yeah, and he almost had it. Just great tackle going backwards by the Bears.
And they'll go to a shuttle pass. Jagger Neves is open to the left side. He bounces to the sideline, knocked out of bounds inside the 10. That is going to be a pickup of 22 yards. And the shuttle pass, I think, is going to be his first catch of the night.
And you wish he'd have cut inside that receiver,
right,
and stayed in bounds, keep the clock going. But also, he may have been able to get in for a touchdown if he stays inside of his blocker.
Well, it's actually his second catch of the night. Boy, that just didn't look like a huge play, but 22 yards, not too shabby. Down into the 9-yard line, it's 1st and goal for San Juan. So the Broncos trying to get a little insurance here Up 42-23. Summit Academy has scored the last touchdown. Bo Yeomans dials his own number and takes it off right tackle right into the end zone for a San Juan touchdown, a 9-yard run. And the San Juan senior has 2 of those on the night with that
Sophomore.
one. What did I say?
Senior.
I meant sophomore.
You saw the S.
Yeah, I did. Actually, I don't see anything because it's under my clipboard. So I'll just admit my foolishness. And San Juan, nonetheless, whatever class he belongs to, finds themselves up 48-23, up by 25 again in this one. So that's a huge score for San Juan. Gives them a little bit of breathing room. Still 7 minutes to go in this game, and they'll go for 2 now. They overload the left side, and there was a lot of room over there. Jagger Neves dives in and scores the 2-point try. So the Broncos make it a 27-point lead, 50-23. The largest offensive outpouring for this San Juan Broncos squad so far this season. And we will take a break. Broncos up by 27, just under 7 minutes to go from Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale, Utah. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more. For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Utah Navajo Health System is a series of community health centers providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajo. With operations in Blanding, Montezuma Creek, Monument Valley, Navajo Mountain, and Monticello, UNHS offers a remarkable variety of services to our patients throughout San Juan County and the northern portion of Navajo Nation.
Welcome back to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale as they muff the kick. And San Juan has jumped on this football. So the Broncos get their first takeaway of the game on the special teams side.
Pierce Holiday comes up with the muffed kick.
I was looking to make sure it wasn't Cameron Adair, but you spoke up, so I know they were there.
Both sophomores are right there on that thing.
Broncos looking strong on special teams tonight. And they get their first takeaway, and that's definitely, if it wasn't before, at least one nail in this coffin. I noticed the coaches have disappeared off the roof here, so I guess the game from here on out, they get to go down and experience a more relaxed atmosphere. We may start to see some underclassmen come into this game, but indeed, still 7 minutes left, so you got to still take care of business here. Hey, I see number 22 back in the backfield now for San Juan. As Cameron Adair steps in there, going to try to get himself an opportunity. Well, we got a third-string running back here as well, as number 29 rattles it down to the 25. That's a pickup of 11. Help me out with a name on that one. Oh, yeah, I should know that.
He's a junior.
Thomas Harden. Well, he's their biggest tackler, so we don't normally call his name, but guys are going to start coming in getting some action here.
6:30 left in the game here.
And we'll see if old Cameron Adair will get himself a carry here tonight on the varsity side, Mr. Adair. As the Broncos get a 1st and 10 inside the 30 to the, that's actually at the 25 on that nice run from Harden. I'm on the back side of my stat sheet now as we start to get some weirdos in on the roster.
Yeah, you're going to have a delay of game now.
Oh, that didn't seem to take nearly that long, but against San Juan, that'll mark it back 5 yards. So now they've got more yardage to work with. That'll just pad some stats is what that's going to do. You got 5 extra yards here, so that means someone can run that ball 5 more yards.
That's right.
So 1st and 15 back at the 30 now.
Got a lot of the second team line in there too, almost all of them.
And it'll be Harden again getting the handoff. And, man, he drops the shoulder and sticks that linebacker.
Nice pop.
Down to the 22. That's a pickup of 8 yards. Well, he's run the ball 19 yards on 2 carries just like that.
Yeah, it looks like that whole offensive line now is that JV line that played earlier today.
So the sophomore quarterback, Bo Yeomans, the only one who's...
Well, you've got Brig Palmer still out there, who plays a lot of defense and comes in offensively.
Well, that's kind of interesting. You know, you come out as sophomores and maybe even freshmen. There's Cameron Adair taking a pass to the outside. Flags fly as he rumbles down to the line to gain. Will the play stand?
No, it's going to be
Will it be official?
Blocking the back.
So he won't get that catch, his first catch of his varsity career. He was ready to go, man. He looked good out there.
You also have Mike and Keith still out there, varsity receiver. So you've got a couple of varsity guys out there, and they're just trying to run this down. Coming down on 5:34 with the clock stopped due to the penalty.
Isn't that interesting to come in as an underclassman right now and a kid your same age as your varsity quarterback who's still out there quarterbacking the game? And
that's right.
So it's be a kid who's your age, and that just kind of puts it in perspective right there. So, I mean, Yeomans would traditionally be on the JV squad at this age, but.
Well, there's quite a few of those sophomores that get a lot of playing time and start on that varsity. I think there's at least 3 or 4 of them. It's a deep class.
Hey, we got trips to the left right now as Yeomans will work in the backfield. Is that Adair back there by himself? Or?
Yep, he's waiting for the 10 count here. Going to run this clock down. It's at 5:12 right now and counting.
Yeomans will take the snap, fakes the handoff to Adair, throws incomplete on the far side. That went in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Grady Lacey. Don't mean to call a guy out, but that stops the clock with just over 5 minutes to go in the game now.
And brings up 3rd down and 15.
Now you don't have to wait for that play clock to expire. So that hurts Yeoman's stats a little bit.
I think this is a pass play. 3rd and 15.
Yeah, we got trips to the left again, same set. Adair fake handoff to him again, and again Yeomans hits a receiver in the hands, and it falls to the turf incomplete.
Worst place to hit a guy is right in the hands, man.
So back-to-back incompletions will force the 4th down. And I don't think it's a punting situation, but again, it does stop the clock, and you only took 3 seconds off right there. So you have to be a little careful, you know. Summit Academy has shown some explosiveness tonight.
You got Mike and Keith down here to the short side of the field, ISO. Trips up to the left. We'll see what they dial up here.
I say fake a pass and hand to Adair. They're going to run Adair out. Yeomans will run toward him now. Yeomans cuts it up, and he runs right into the linebacker. And so he does pick up a bunch of that yardage, but not enough to move the chains. It's going to be a 10-yard gain for the sophomore QB, but it will be a turnover on down. So Summit Academy will take the ball back over at their own 23, and the San Juan JV cannot finish a drive, so we'll see what Summit Academy brings out on the field. I'm guessing the San Juan starting D is going to have to come back out here.
You've got a lot of seconds out there on the JVD right now.
And let's see, do we have a different quarterback for Summit Academy? No, it's still McCoy. Oh, he's going to throw an interception right over the middle. And who is this kid with the speed? Number 25 for San Juan. Andrew Nielsen running that back on his first pick of the season. And the Broncos are right back where they had the ball as we got a flag on the field. So
you had 12 guys on defense.
Oh, man,
so
that's rough. That's
nullify
rough. My goodness, that's a big break for Summit Academy. And Andrew Nielsen is kicking somebody on the sideline right now, around the middle of the field.
Yep.
It's like, what is wrong with you people? Can you count to 11? Man, Andrew Nielsen was salivating out there on the field. That was a beautiful pick and return.
That's one of those things that just happens, Rhett, when you're running kids in and out. You're trying to get some kids on the field, some playing time, and it's hard. I've been on the sidelines and counted and thought for sure I had 11 guys out there and it up 10 or 12. And it's like, well, how can I not count to 11? Sometimes it just gets hard to count to 11. I've been there. I've done it.
It's easy to see from up here, too. Down on the field, things look a lot different. But, man, that's 2 great plays called back on this JV squad now for San Juan. And Summit Academy gets a new set of downs up at their own 36. McCoyak throws near – well, that was in and out of the hands of their starting receiver, Meredith, right there. That would have been a huge play down inside the San Juan 30, but it's incomplete.
Quincy Singer on defense, and he didn't know where the ball was. He just kind of put his hand in there, looked back, and the ball was already by him. and the
I think he
receiver
did
just
knock
missed
it out. I think he did help knock it out, though, now that I see the replay. But
because I don't think he even knew the ball was there. If you look, his head looks back right when the ball, and he's like, hey, hold it. Where's the ball? But
I
great
defended
defense.
that.
He was in his hip
That's
pocket.
right.
That's
He's
all
like,
you
hey,
need
where's
to
the
do.
ball? Hey, I knocked that away.
That's right. Take that stat.
2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. McCoyak will drop back, quick one-step drop, throws complete to the near side. San Juan's going to force this man out of bounds. On the catch was number 9, Talon Taylor, and that is a pickup of 13. So that will move the chains. That's the first time in 4 tries that Preston McCoyak has completed a pass, and that's right at midfield on the spot. Down to 4.5 minutes to go here. Clock is stopped. 50-23 lead for the San Juan Broncos. I see that Caleb Carr finally switched it to quarter number 3 on our scoreboard here on the screen. Appreciate that, Caleb. It was quarter number 3 for a long time there. We just have to give you a little grief for that. Scoreboard camera hasn't been working tonight, so we're kind of flying manually here. I hope we've said it enough tonight. Kind of had to try to go into radio mode tonight. You got to say the time and the score a lot, but the score's up there at least. And that pass, another long attempt by McCoyak down the middle of the field, incomplete. So he just continues to miscue a little bit between he and the receivers here in this 4th quarter. They've had some opportunities. He'll drop back again, has good protection, but he does run out of the pocket, throws complete to the sideline. I don't know if that man was ever down, but they whistled the play down. That was Bo Edmonds over there on a 4-yard catch. And
Cooper Laws on the tackle for the Broncos.
Thank you, sir. I heard the PA guy say 6, but, man, that's a real short 6 yards over there. I've got 3rd down and 6 to go. And McCoyak will one-step drop again, throws complete again as Summit Academy receivers just finding that soft spot about 10 yards downfield, and that's another catch for Talon Taylor, and that'll be a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, and Summit Academy definitely wants to score one more time.
Yeah.
Before they put in their subs, if they even put them in. But this younger defense not doing a bad job out there.
Clock should be running, but it stopped at 3:48 here.
And they must have stopped because he stepped out of bounds. They must have felt he went under his own power going forward.
Gotcha. I thought he was in bounds that whole time. McCoyak airs one out here, and the intended receiver had a step on the San Juan D, but it's overthrown, incomplete, down at the San Juan 10, so 2nd down and 10 back at the 37. As McCoyak now, I've got to add this up, but that was his 28th pass attempt unofficially. Let me count these. Art, I don't know if you have any words to say to the people, but
I'm just saying Manti over Juab 52-16 tonight. Manti's an opponent San Juan's going to see in a few weeks.
Yep.
As there's a quick pass over the middle, Jace Razor in there for San Juan who gets the tackle.
Looks like a 10-yard completion right up the middle for McCoyak. I didn't see who caught that ball. I'm looking down at my
getting a
sheet.
score update from Dolores versus Monticello, and it says Dolores beat Monticello 56-7.
Woo! Well, so that was our other game tonight on StreamUtah.Live. So
not sure if that's correct or not, but thanks for the update, Shane.
Well, Dolores plays in a very much established 8-man league. Wow, there's Summit Academy with an absolutely wide open touchdown pass from McCoyak to Talon Taylor from 27 yards out. That was a beautiful looking ball from McCoyak to Taylor. And so that makes it 50-29, and they'll try to tack on 2 here. Nope, they're going to do a traditional kick on the PAT this time, it looks like. And who is this kid? This is not the dude who kicked the
dude.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. This is Noah, another crazy name, Noah Cruis or Cruise. I don't know how to say his name either.
You took me back to the Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Yeah, right after I said that, I was like, I sure hope that's going to fly. But it was not allowed to fly. I should have known. Yeah, once you throw, I was about to make fun of myself, but I knew I could rely on you, my man. PAT, I thought that was good. Was that
no
wide?
Good.
No good. Well, it was
no
a beautiful kick, but apparently wide. So 50-29, it remains. We'll step aside The wheels are falling off up here on the top of the booth. It's a 50-29 lead for San Juan. 3:17 to go. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Back live to Summit Academy High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as Summit Academy boots the ball out of the end zone on this kickoff after they have scored to make it 50-29. Just 3:17 left in this game, though. And the Broncos have had some underclassmen in on defense for the last few minutes. Beautiful 27-yard touchdown pass, though, from Preston McCoyak to Talon Taylor. He went to Taylor a couple times in that series, and let me tally up. I know we'll do this after the game, but let's see. 23 yards for him, 33, 60 yards on 4 catches for Talon Taylor for Summit Academy. He's a senior. So he's had some touches tonight. Here's the San Juan second string offense back on the field to maybe close this thing out. I'm guessing they're going to probably largely keep this on the ground.
Thomas Harden on the carry.
He's had some good carries here in this fourth quarter. Coming in relief. Both he and Cameron Adair have come in to take over the running duties here.
Thomas does a fantastic job on defense as well, so gets a lot of playing time, start on defense, and then comes in and gets a little relief on offense.
I'd say it's a reward to be able to carry the rock here for the San Juan offense. And he's got a quick 5 yards right there for the Broncos. I've got him for 24 yards on 3 carries here in this fourth quarter. I assume that's him and Cameron in the backfield. I can't see the far side. Cameron's going to get the handoff.
Nope.
Thomas. Oh, excuse me. That's Thomas Harden. They both have a 2 to start their number. Tough to see sometimes when they're ducked over, but that's not going to go for much, maybe a yard.
Yeah, he was wrapped up quick when he got the handoff. That defensive line, they're hungry to get a stop here. Summit Academy still has their starters out there. Still, they don't want this JV squad to go down and score on them for sure, and they don't want to give up any more points to anybody getting 50 put on you. And they'd like to go down and score again just at 2 minutes now. If we had the 2-minute warning, would have stopped here.
But it continues down to 1:55 now.
Yeomans lets it click down to the 10 count.
Yep. Now he'll take the snap. This time Cameron Adair gets the handoff. Again, is Thomas Harden?
It
is Thomas Harden.
They get the first
they
down.
Switch sides again. So Harden will rumble ahead for 5 yards and move the chains for San Juan. So the JV offense now has moved the chains across their own 30 to the 31. Well, man, I thought I had him that time, but I guess not. I'm trying, Art. I'm trying. He had a great play early on. He got called back on a penalty. Now Summit Academy is going to call a timeout with 93 seconds to go. So they'll probably put some underclassmen in to close this thing out. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think they're just calling timeout to
rest
They
up.
might. Maybe they will. Let's see what they do here. It looks like they're pulling a couple of guys out.
We'll take a break here ourselves, and we'll return for probably the final couple plays of this game. San Juan leads it over Summit Academy here tonight in Bluffdale, 50-29. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you'll gain real-world skills and turn your talent into opportunity. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Back live to Summit Academy High School in Bluffdale. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. 50-29 for San Juan. Now nearing the final minute of this game as Thomas Harden again carries the ball for San Juan. Goes backward a yard this time. So second down and 11 here.
Looks like they're going to go victory formation here, Rhett.
So they'll close it out right here. We've decided that our booth here is a little precarious. So I don't know that we'll have any kind of a post-game interview tonight. We'll obviously get a chance to talk with head coach Barkley Christensen before next week's game.
Yeah, and by precarious, Rhett means there's a ladder that we have to climb up, and I'm pretty sure we can't get a player in pads and cleats on it because you can't get your foot all the way through because there's a board that covers the top half of the ladder. So
yeah, you gotta. It's a very interesting approach. You got a rickety steps coming up into the booth. Then once you get into the booth, your trip is not done. Now you have to climb a 20-foot ladder to get up here.
We would hate to go into next week and say so-and-so is out because he had an incident coming up for the post-game interview.
Yeah, the Broncos lose Jace Razor for the rest of the season because he died in the Summit Academy booth.
That's right.
Yeah,
but I think exactly right, Rhett. Go ahead.
Well, that's it. I got nothing to say. They close it out right here in victory formation. So we'll try to get some obviously way unofficial final stats tonight, but the Broncos win it here tonight 50-29 as time expires. You get some nice extreme close-ups down here in the huddle for these San Juan players, so that's kind of fun. It'd be interesting to hear some audio from down there. That might be something we are not able to broadcast. Now we get some maybe undesirable shots of the players down the line here. Here comes the Summit Academy mascot. He's going to clothesline someone down there. 50-29 is the final as the teams shake hands across the midfield line here. We'll step aside and we'll open the post-game show when we return. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Hello, my name is David Palmer, and I am the Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Blanding.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Stubbs. As a recently elected San Juan County Commissioner,
we are so excited to collaborate with SJC-PAC, Coalition, and San Juan Counseling to bring parents-empowered messaging to our beautiful Wellness Center pool area.
Parents Empowered is a Utah campaign designed to help parents understand the power they have in reducing the risk of underage drinking.
Survey data tells us that youth perception of risk in San Juan County in all grades went from 83.6% in 2019 to 68.3% in 2021. This means our kids don't understand the damage that alcohol and other drugs can cause on their developing brains.
Did you know that Utah teens reported that parental disapproval is the #1 reason they choose not to drink?
Never assume your children know what your rules, expectations, and attitudes are. Write them down and discuss them with your kids so they understand the reasons behind them.
Bonding is essential to preventing underage drinking. Children are less likely to drink when the parents are involved in their lives and when children and the parents feel close to one another.
Together, we can help build a stronger San Juan County.
Let's do this!
I'm Daniel.
I'm Kylie.
My name is Carolyn.
I'm married with 2 kids.
I'm a veteran. I own my own business.
I'm a retired elementary school teacher.
And I've had thoughts of suicide.
And I had thoughts of suicide.
I've had thoughts of suicide.
I felt hopeless.
Everything was just empty.
And I was scared. But, thankfully,
I have a pretty great husband. Spencer noticed when I wasn't myself.
My granddaughter Sadie made a point of checking in on me.
one of my buddies, Arthur, who served with me, was worried about me.
He listened to me. He let me rage and sob when I needed to.
He encouraged me to ask for help.
Her visits made me feel needed and wanted. That meant everything to me.
Having someone there for me when I wasn't myself.
When I need it most.
And having someone check in on me while I was grieving
helped me live on.
It helped me live on.
That helps me live on.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to Summit Academy High School as the Broncos celebrate well, I wrote it down. They took it off the scoreboard. 50-29 win over the Summit Academy Bears tonight. And we're going to open the postgame show here now on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. I want to take a look at these final stats. We're not going to we'll kill the San Juan coaches as they try to go down the ladder, but we're not going to, the guys who are up here, but we're not going to invite a coach or player up here tonight. It's a pretty precarious deal. So we're going to just stand here on camera and look hilarious, Art. Just to warn you, we are on camera.
Hey,
I'm going to be looking down because I can't see.
At least we're both balding.
That's right. Hey, I'm slow, but I do poor work, right?
We definitely look better on radio, don't we?
Yeah, I've got to get in the light of my computer, so I'm going to be looking at my back or my shoulder or something. But on the radio, I guess that doesn't matter to the folks. But let's look at some final stats tonight. We'll start it off with Summit Academy, just looking at the quarterback. Of course, this is way unofficial, but Preston McCoyak, the junior, ended the night, according to my stats, 16 of 30, 247 yards, 3 touchdown passes. He did not throw an official interception. He was intercepted in that fourth quarter, but it came back on a penalty, so that was not to be for the San Juan D. Let's see, he had some rushing yards, but nothing really impressive to speak of. But the real man of the hour in the running game for Summit Academy tonight was, of course, Liam Larson, the senior. He carried the ball 25 times in this thing tonight, but only 99 yards. So he carried the ball a lot, was unable to get across the 100-yard mark, according to my stats. He did finish the night with 1 TD. I just, with all his running, would have thought he had more, but that wasn't the case because 3 of their touchdowns came through the air tonight. Receiver-wise for the Bears, it was Becca Meredith with 4 catches for 80 yards and a TD. Bo Edmonds had 4 catches for 79 yards and a TD, so that's some real parity right there between those guys. Talon Taylor, of course, we mentioned his name a bunch in the fourth quarter. He ended the night with 4 catches for 60 yards and 1 TD as well. So McCoyak really spread the ball around tonight to his receivers. Moving over to San Juan, and Bo Yeomans had his struggles tonight. He ended the night with 2 touchdown passes, though I had him 11 of 21. This is possibly wildly off, but 215 yards tonight, 2 touchdown passes, the 3 interceptions. Trip Palmer had a great night tonight. 5 catches, 2 touchdowns, 134 total yards. And again, this is all unofficial. Had Nash Young 1 catch for 28 yards. Brig Palmer 2 catches for 27 yards. Jagger Neves got the 23-yard touchdown catch. So in addition to all his rushing stats, we'll get to that in a minute, he had 2 catches for 23 yards. Excuse me. I thought he caught, yeah, he did. No, I'm sorry. He had, yeah, it was 2 catches, 23 yards. I'm not sure where the second receiving touchdown was. I missed that, I guess. I don't remember who caught that. You might have to tell me that, Art. Fill us in on that. So I'm obviously missing somebody's stats somewhere.
Tripp had 2 touchdown receptions.
That was it. Okay, that's right. 2 touchdown passes. Yep. I don't know what I had in my head.
One in the first and one in the
that's
second.
Right. So we got it.
Third.
So let's look at the rushing stats now, and we'll start with the quarterback. He wasn't the leading rusher tonight, but 6 carries for Bo Yeomans, 31 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns for him tonight. For Jagger Neves, he had a good night as well. 24 carries, 170 yards, and 2 TDs. But the real diamond in the rough tonight for San Juan that really energized their second half was Jace Razor, who just came out of nowhere and looked like he'd been shot out of a cannon tonight. He ended up carrying the ball 11 times in the second half alone for 148 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And I mean, I don't know what else you can say about that kid. Art, he's obviously not going to be a secret from here on out. Would have liked to have talked to him tonight after the game, but with the weird booth, we're not going to do that. Maybe we can talk to him next week. But, man, when the Broncos needed some fire, he came in and provided that. I'd say maybe he was the player of the game tonight. You had a real team effort in the second half tonight, but it seemed like that was the kid just with his production and the excitement that he brought that really charged him up to win that game tonight.
Sure, and we'll try to get him on next week for those of you that are Jace Razor fans out there. But, yeah, he came out. He did exactly what you want your seconds to do, to step up big time in big games and big moments. When you're struggling a little bit, you need that spark, and he definitely gave him that spark. He definitely opened up the run game a little more for Jagger, running that pro set formation back there. And then that also opened up the passing game and gave Tripp an opportunity to go down and make big plays, take the ball out of the air, and score touchdowns. And so sometimes championship level teams find ways to win when it's not going right, because it's not always going to go right every game.
Yeah.
And they went in at halftime. They were struggling. They were a little lethargic in the first half. Not your typical San Juan team that we've grown accustomed to over the years. And so they went in and they made an adjustment. That adjustment was, hey, we're going to make short passes. We're going to be high percentage, and we're going to put another running back there and make the defensive backs, those linebackers, honest and not just go off of one guy. They're going to have to make 3 reads, basically, because now you have Jagger that can run it, Bo that can run it, and then you put Jace Razor. And we said it a couple times in the broadcast, he was like their kryptonite because they did not have an answer early on as he was just picking up 10, 12 yards of carry and just gutting the defense. And I still go back to, he's like this tall, and they just couldn't see him behind all those big linemen. He would just find a crease and get there, and he would just maneuver his way down through there. But, yeah, he definitely player of the game. I agree, and he just gave him that needed energy that they were lacking in the first half. But kudos to the coaching staff as well for going in and making that adjustment and seeing that and say, hey, we're out of sorts tonight.
Yeah.
What we typically do and what we're typically successful at isn't working. So we're going to come out and we're going to try something different. And we're going to give the ball. And typically you'd have seen Stetson Black in that position. Unfortunate for him, he's out for the year. And just terrible, as a senior goes down. But that's what championship teams do. They have another guy that you don't even know. People are like, who's Jace Racer outside of Blanding? We all know him and love him. And
they're going to know now.
Fantastic athlete, fantastic wrestler. But he comes out and he just puts a spark in, and that's what you need in that. And I think that invigorated the whole team, the coaching staff, all the way down, and they built that lead up. And like I said early in the game, if they can keep ahead and they can keep going, they're going to wear this Summit Academy team down. They're just, San Juan's just too big, too powerful. Things aren't going right, but they just kept going to work and switching some stuff up. They'll go back, they'll look at some stuff, and they'll clean it up for next week and come out, and it's a tale of two teams. Like Coach Christensen said many times on post-game and in the preseason interview, sometimes they look like a state championship team, sometimes they look like a JV team.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to work through that, and that's what good teams and good coaching staffs do, and they were successful tonight at doing it, and kudos to everyone on that program.
Well, this thing was a defensive struggle early. I mean, as halftime was 16-9. So, you look at a team in Summit Academy who was well prepared tonight for this San Juan D, and they defended Jagger Neves, who is obviously the Broncos' main weapon at this point very well. And we asked the question coming into the second half, what can you do to fool or to find a way to get Jagger and Eve some yardage, or what can you do because they're defending Jagger so well? And the answer was, you bring in a guy they don't know to run the ball is what happened. It's like you say, whether they can't see him behind the line. I mean, you got the impression those first 4 runs for Razor that they're like, hey, where's this kid come from? When's he going to stop running the ball so we can go back to tackling Jagger here? The Broncos drive it all the way down to the 15, and Summit Academy has to burn a timeout a minute into the second half, and that really set the tone, and that's what it looked like for the rest of the half. And, I mean, you look at a 50-29 final, which is more accurately probably 50-21 with that last touchdown against the JV defense for San Juan. But, yeah, Summit Academy kind of had their number in the first half. The Broncos had to make those adjustments like you say, and it's really neat. We talked before the game, we talked about the next man up mentality. And when your second string running back goes out, or a guy who was
Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Bradford Tire, Desert Rivers Credit Union, San Juan School District Adult Education, Colleen Kays, Four Corners Homes, Peterson Medical, San Juan Counseling, Creative Floors, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, San Juan Health, Crowley Construction, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Northern Electric, San Juan Insurance, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Diamond Designs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Energy Fuels, San Juan Public Health, Emory Telcom, Countywide Realty, Red's Ace Hardware, Canyonlands Tire, Empire Electric, Flights Gymnastics, Utah Navajo Health System, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Pharmacy, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Napa Motor Parts, San Juan Credit Union, Primary Residential Mortgage, and Westcott Motors. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.